I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, but there's logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me.
Hey guys, what is up? What is up? Welcome to the NFL Wildcard Round Preview. I'm here with the Hardcore Sports Network for the AM, Blake Newsome, Philly Halftime, Mac the Giants fan, AK, Next Shift Randy, and RJ. How are you guys doing?
Chilling, man. How you
Just
doing?
delightful. It's Wildcard Weekend.
Yeah, about
Can't
time.
wait. I just can't wait.
Just can't wait for some football.
Real
Which
football.
game- Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited for some football. Like the boys said, let's go. It's here. Finally, the playoffs are here. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, and guys, if you haven't yet, we're live on every single person's platforms, their YouTube channel. So if you're over there, please hit a like. And then if you want to like it on someone else's channel, you're more welcome to as well. So the football games today are the 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Los Angeles Chargers. So which games are you guys looking forward to the most? For me, it's actually the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, there he is. There he is. The king
Cool
of
cat.
the
Here we go.
Champ is here.
What is up?
What's up, fellas?
What up,
Acknowledging.
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. The champ is doing good. On its bye week into the San Francisco 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Seahawks, the Giants, Vikings, Cowboys, and Tampa Bay. The champs will be watching. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So which games are you guys looking forward to today? For me, it's the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Mine's going to be the Giants
For
versus
me-
the Vikings game.
You just said it, Mitch. I want to check the San Francisco 49ers and the Seahawks because, to be honest, that's the most toughest opponent that we got to deal with in the NFC Championship. It's the San Francisco 49ers because, like I told Cole, who thinks we're scared, the defense of the San Francisco 49ers ain't no joke. So you got to watch. That's the team I'll be paying close attention to. I'm hoping Seattle can have an upset, but I highly doubt it. Because I have a vision of the Eagles versus the Minnesota Vikings and the NFC Championship game for us to go to the Super Bowl. But the only way for that can happen is if the San Francisco 49ers, Tampa Bay, and the Dallas Cowboys are all out. So,
Shit. I'm telling you right now, dude, I'm not scared of no one.
Salute to Simone, by the way. Salute to
First off.
Simone, by the way.
Shit. Not going to fucking sit here and say I'm scared of anyone. I am not. I'm interested in seeing the Jaguars and the Chargers game
Oh,
because I cannot wait to see Dougie P do the upset. I really think he's going to. I think Jacksonville is going to win this game and knock Herbert and the Chargers out. So that's the one I'm looking forward to.
yeah. Yeah. Blake, what about you? Muted, bro. You muted.
You
Oh.
muted.
I'm muted first.
Muted.
Yeah. You're good now.
I am not.
You're not now.
Okay.
What game you looking forward to the
Um,
most?
You good now?
I think that Seattle San Francisco game. Well, I think the best game in Los Angeles. I really do. And kind of what AK is saying. If your guys' old guy gets the win, there's a chance Braden Staley's without a job within the next week, just because I heard them out this year. Two quarterbacks making their playoff debut versus one another. They were just college stars not too long ago, and now they get another Saturday night shine, but it's for the real deal this time.
Yeah. Halftime, or is it quarter time, full time? Which one is it?
I got the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be the most interesting for me because, Geno Smith, for some odd reason, somehow, that coach got him playing real good. So I wanted to see the Seattle Seahawks game. I know the 49ers defense is really good, but Geno Smith got some weapons.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. How about you, Mac?
Well, for my own selfish reasons, I'm kind of interested in that Chargers and Jaguars game because
I thought it was going to be the Giants.
Chargers were my pick for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl pick, and they're not playing today. I thought we were talking about just 2 games today, but I was saying
today.
for the Chargers, and, Chargers were my Super Bowl pick, and I figure they started off the 6, but they turned it around. Time and they're kind of coming into these playoffs kind of like the Cincinnati Bengals did last year, and maybe they can surprise some people. So for my own selfish reasons, just to see if my pick can hold up and still stand firm, I want to see that chart and see these Chargers move on.
All right. Randy, what about you? Because I know you're a big Justin Herbert fan, and Peterson. So.
Yeah. So for the same reasons that AK and Mac kind of touched on, I'm going to keep my close eye on that Chargers versus Jags game, just because this is the time for Herbert to show that he, just like Patrick Mahomes, just like Joe Burrow, he can lead his team to the promised land and potentially get to the Super Bowl and mess around and potentially win one, right? So in order for him to be considered in the realm of being a great like those two are right now, he has to win a playoff game, obviously, right? So here's his chance. Here's his big time to shine. Of course, no Mike Williams, back fracture, but he's been without Mike Williams the whole entire season. So what's the big issue? So, I'm looking to see if Justin Herbert can do it today. So I'll have my eye real close on that game.
You know what also makes this game interesting too, man, is when you look at both of these quarterbacks. They're very, very, very good young talent quarterbacks on both these teams. But they're both very unproven yet. Even Herbert's got to prove some stuff. Lawrence is only in his second year, so he's just proving it. And he had a shitty rookie season because of his head coach and Urban Meyer doing his shit. So, it was a crappy first year for him. And now you see with an experienced head coach and someone who's really good at coaching, Lawrence ain't a bad prospect moving forward, right? So my way of looking at this game is this falls on the coaches, how this game goes. And I'm sorry, but I will take Dougie P over the Chargers head coach any day.
Brandon Staley.
Doug's already been there. Doug's already experienced it. He knows how to get these players motivated because he did it for us. So that's the difference maker right there, in all honesty.
Duval.
To be honest with you, nobody even liked the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback. What's his name?
Smith doesn't.
I'm not a fan of
Everybody-
Trevor Lawrence. I am
yeah,
not.
Trevor Lawrence. Everybody has him like ranked, what, 26th, 27th best quarterback. And look what Dougie P has done to that team. They got him already in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Everybody didn't think even Jacksonville Jaguar fans didn't think they'd be in the playoffs right now. Dougie P switched that whole team around.
That's
Bro,
why
and I
he's
got
my pick
laughed
for
at
coach of the
because
year.
I took Jacksonville to make the playoffs this year, and people laughed at me.
Yeah,
Well,
I took
laugh,
it too, and
laugh.
everybody looked at me.
I
I took
get
it
to
too,
laugh.
and everybody laughed at me. I'm like, oh my god.
I was
I
so
thought
close
Jacksonville
with
was gonna be the
Detroit,
Eagles.
bro. I
You
even
were
said
close with
Detroit.
Detroit. You were
I
right.
even
there. Yeah.
said Detroit, and I was this close, bro. That
That's
fucking
crazy.
close,
That's crazy.
Seattle.
They almost made it.
right? If it wasn't for certain teams, man, they would have made it, and I would have been like 2 for 2.
I think
Yeah.
it's Seattle. If Seattle wouldn't have won, they would have made it, right?
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah, I won the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, in all honesty, I think Detroit would have been a better matchup for the 49ers than what Seattle will bring. But that's just my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah. RJ, what about you, bro?
Well, for my I'm a Bengals fan. Like, I know y'all don't know me, but like, my name's RJ, so like, nice to meet y'all.
What
I'm
up,
Blake's
RJ?
friend. But yeah, like, I'm a Bengals fan, so I always want to watch that game and see how I guess that's my most intriguing game to watch against my team. But other than that, probably the Chargers game tonight. I want to see which one of those teams is gonna make it out and then get beat by the Chiefs.
I'm glad you're here, RJ. Now that I know you're a Bengals fan, because you're gonna love what I gotta say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go say it then.
Oh, say it. You want me to say it now? Holy crap!
Well,
No lie, man. No, in all honesty, my Super Bowl pick this year, and I'm sticking to it, is a Bengals-Eagles Super Bowl. So
Oh wow.
I actually really love Cincinnati. You guys are catching fire right at the right time. I love Joe Burrow. I love your offense. I love your wide receivers. Your defense is really stepping up. Bates is playing out of his fucking mind right now. I wish he was on my team. Yeah, like
His last year there too.
I know, right? So I'm just saying, man. Like, I have a feeling y'all are going back to back, but unfortunately, you're losing back to back, especially if it's against my team.
A Bengals Eagles Super Bowl.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be an
Joey
interesting
B.
Super Bowl.
Joey B versus Jalen freaking Hurts.
Dude, it would be an
AK,
amazing Super
you got
Bowl.
my
That'd be
interest.
going.
It would be an amazing Super Bowl. You got
You
three
got my interest.
top-notch wide receivers. You got 3 top-notch corners going at one another, especially if Maddox plays. So you got Slay,
God, I
Bradbury,
hope that
Maddox
happened.
versus
But both the Bengals and the Eagles got to handle business. You know that, AK.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, that will be a
Crazy.
fucking amazing Super Bowl.
I
3
wasn't even thinking
I'm
that.
hoping they got to handle business.
and their offense is nice too, so they can keep up with our offense. It will be a great
Yep.
fucking Super Bowl. It really would.
I wouldn't be
offense
mad.
is
I wouldn't be mad. They got to handle business.
Yep.
Both teams got to handle business.
I'm
And
rooting
it
for you,
starts with the
RJ.
Bengals.
I'm
Appreciate
rooting
it,
for you,
appreciate it.
seriously, man.
I
I
know we
am.
lost
I'm
Capital
a
last
big
week,
Bengals fan,
I-
for sure.
I don't know.
I like
I'm on
what
the
y'all have
Bengals
done with it.
bandwagon. I got the pass like I did last year.
Right? Yeah. No, I respect them, dog. They have been drugged through the trenches for so many fucking years, you know. And I look at them like you can't. That's why I respect Buffalo, dude. Buffalo, so many years they went through the trenches and they came out the other side. Like teams like that have fought, I respect them.
Dude, Buffalo went through so many
Kansas
Super
City was
Bowls
in that
and just
realm
got
there,
their
too,
ass
for a while.
whooped.
Eventually, when the Browns come out of their fucking 40-year slump, I'll respect them. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, it's gotta be hard, man.
I respect
They have
I
one
respect
good year with
Burrow's
Baker.
swag though,
One.
man. I respect Burrow's swag when he said he goes, what is your window for the Super Bowl? He's like, my career. Like
Yeah.
he's like gangster like that. He's like, my career is my Super Bowl window. He's like, I'll go to that bitch anytime I want, basically. Like he's like, I just love
Dude,
his
he's
attitude.
a dog.
Yeah.
He's a fucking dog. If he wins a Super Bowl, y'all better name that stadium after him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Get the
Here's
cat,
the
get the
funny
cat.
thing too, AK.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. You brought up the Bills. You brought up the Bengals. as soon as they got their number one wide receiver, they become like Super Bowl favorites. You could say that with the Eagles. You could say that with a lot of teams.
Of
That
course.
didn't like that true number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs.
You have to have one. It's
You gotta-
proven,
yeah,
dude.
you gotta
You
have
have
I know it is. That's why I said it. That works.
No, he's awesome, man.
Just want y'all to see how Joey B is, how cool Joey B is, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
look. Cincinnati got 2 number 1 receivers. Philadelphia has 2 number
Yes.
Yeah.
1 receivers. That's not. It's not like they don't have just 1 number 1 receiver. They both have 2 number 1 receivers. Devontae Smith
My
is
boys
very
have
much a
2,
number
but
1
we don't
receiver
throw
as
to 'em.
well on most teams. T. Higgins is also a number 1 receiver on most teams as well. So those teams have the luxury of having 2 guys that are number 1 receiver status to throw for that quarterback to throw the ball to. I mean, that's just a reality.
And in all honesty,
And any way
man,
you want to chop it up,
if-
too, Tyler Boyd would be at number 2 on a decent team as well.
Shit, he'd be a
Exactly,
number
exactly.
1 on some teams. What are you talking about?
He'd be a number 1 on the Giants for sure.
He'll be number one on the
For sure.
No, but in
Giants.
all honesty, you
love
know,
using that tight
everybody
end,
is,
too.
is making a huge deal about, you know, Allen and they should, and all these guys. But you know, a lot of people, they sit there and they say that Pat Mahomes is the pinnacle, and I understand that. But you know what? I think a lot of people need to start worrying about Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow could be better than almost every quarter, in some ways, even Pat Mahomes. If they really truly keep this team built around him and give him a defense, dude, Joe Burrow, he beats Pat Mahomes. He's 3-0 against Pat.
Yeah.
That says
I
something.
was going to say that too.
You know, like,
3-0 versus
I'm
Patty.
telling you, Joe Burrow could possibly be better than Pat Mahomes if you just give him a fucking team, and they have it. You know?
Exactly.
You do have a team now.
No, I know. I'm saying like just
say.
you know,
Offensive line, build an
what
offensive
we
line
did on
too, AK,
defense.
because they've been broken.
Give them just that Von Miller type person. They're kind of what the Bills were last year until Von got injured this year, which I think that's inevitably what's going to hold the Bills back again, Von's injury. But if they could get like a top echelon defensive player, dude, that would send the Bengals over the top. It would.
Do you think the
I'm
Bengals
only gonna
retain
disagree
Jesse
with you
Bates?
with the Patrick Mahomes thing a little bit because Patrick Mahomes is like, look what he's doing this year. Even I know he still has Travis Kelce, obviously a tight end, but look, I mean, he lose Tyreek Hill. The other wide receivers you got on that team right now, it's like they're just a bunch of pretty regular
get it.
guys, and he's still.
I mean, Juju's
and he's,
pretty good.
and, I mean, he's pretty good, but he's just still to me just a regular guy. He's not anywhere remotely in around the realm of Tyreek Hill. And Patrick Mahomes is still looking like he's going to win another MVP award this year. So I mean,
No,
that's the
I'm
one
not.
thing I was. I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
not
Joe Burrow
speaking.
is the man. He's nice, but Patrick Mahomes is on some other type of shit, man. He just does weird does things that I see nobody else do.
I am not taking anything away from Pat when I say that. Like, we all know, we all respect Pat. I mean, hell, the kid's already a legend, and he's not even 30, you know? But I'm just saying, Burrow does have that capability to be at his level.
Blake, did you have a question
Like,
or something?
I think he asked, do you think that
Yeah,
the
I
Bengals
was
would be
asking
able to
AJ kind
retain
of
Jesse
follow up
Bates?
on. Yeah, what do you guys think? Other than we can ask RJ last for his ultimate opinion, but do you
For
guys think
Bates?
that with the amount of cap that they have to give to other people, you think they do?
I do.
I would hope
Because they got a
not.
rookie playing
Would
over
love
there that looks
to.
like he's fine, but
No, I hope they don't sign him because I would love to take a stab at it for my team. I mean, Jesse Bates would be.
you guys got enough. You guys got enough secondary pieces.
Dude, put Jesse Bates with CJ Johnson. Get the fuck out of here. That would be
Yeah, there you
amazing.
go. I'll take that.
That would be amazing. Come on.
I'll be happy with that, but I think they're going to keep him.
I know they should.
they're
keep
gonna
him.
they're gonna have a lot of
Bates
tough
is key.
decisions to make, man. You got T. Higgins will be coming up after next year, I believe, on the contract,
Yeah.
man. They're gonna have a lot of tough decisions to make. So
And you
they're gonna have to
And
figure
then
out who they want to
Joey
play.
you want to
B,
extend
the
Joe
big
and
one.
Jamar before
Joe
they
Burrow
hit
got to get paid
too.
too, and so does Jamar Chase.
Exactly.
How
Yeah.
many more years does Burrow have? One,
After
two?
next year. After next year.
This is
He's
his
got
third
1
year.
year.
I think this should be his contract.
You can always
Yeah,
fifth year
he
option
was
one of the
drafted the
two.
same year as Jalen Hurts, so I
He signed
think
for a
it's
5-year deal, so
So he's got 2 years yet. If he's
Yeah.
on 3, he's
Yeah.
got 2 years.
yes.
Yeah, he got
but
next year, and he got his 5th year option.
Yeah. Which obviously you're going to take his 5th year. That's
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You would be stupid not to do that.
I wouldn't.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yo, what's
Jeff,
up,
you can
Jeff?
pop on in,
I
bro.
wouldn't be surprised.
man.
Come on in, Jeff.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Come on in.
sorry. I
The
know we're
champ
talking
said, "Come
about
on
the
in."
Bengals a lot here, but they are a very interesting team to
I
talk
feel like
about.
we don't need Bates, to be honest. I
What?
feel like we need to re-sign some of the guys like DJ Reader and Von Bell. I mean, that's why we got Dax Hill in the first round last year. I mean, to
Yeah.
replace Jesse Bates. If Bates wanted to stay, right, he would have signed last year. I don't think he wants to stay personally, because like the whole debacle of this all offseason was getting Bates to stay, and
Can he
we ended
come
up
to
franchise
Philly?
tagging him because he didn't want to sign.
Do you think the Hill drafting Hill pissed him off?
He didn't even want to sign before Hill. We got Hill because he didn't want to resign. So like basically, we offered him a 4-year deal and he didn't accept it, so we just franchise tagged him and we drafted Hill. So Hill got to get under Bates this year and get some time at slot corner too, with the Awuzie tearing his ACL against the Browns in Week 8.
No.
So Hill's developing pretty well. So I mean, I wouldn't be mad if we let Bates walk if we kept like Von Bell and Logan Wilson and all those guys. Jermaine
Bro,
Pratt.
just do me a favor. Don't let
Do you think
Eli
you could
Apple
franchise
ruin you.
tag him one more year?
Don't let Eli Apple ruin your Super Bowl run again, please.
He's been way better this year. He hasn't gotten burnt as much as he
Get
was
rid of that
awful
man.
last year.
Hey, is this Jeff or is it Adam?
What do you think it is, Mitch?
I thought it was
You wanted me? You can't have a football talking show without NYG Jeffy T85 when the New York Giants get ready to head down to that dirty South over there in Philadelphia, and we're going to be looking to cook some Eagles
Yeah.
after we beat the
Hey,
Vikings.
Jeff.
Well, you
Jeff.
Let's go, baby!
Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
The
Jeff,
crack is
the
really
champ
good
said-
today.
So,
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
champ said,
I didn't have to.
Jeff, bring it.
I
Whoa,
was
whoa,
gonna
whoa.
say that, Kay. You got me.
Whoa, Mac, I gotta talk to my guy Mac, the Giants fan. How you dealing with all these Eagle fans right now, bro? How you feeling? Come on,
Well-
Mac. I want to hear my guy Mac, the Giants fan's energy, bringing it, knowing that we're about to go over there and kick some Vikings ass tomorrow down there in Minnesota.
That's not what Purple Pocket
I'm
thinks.
I'm just chilling right now, man. Waiting, getting ready for the game tomorrow. Just trying to chop it up with these guys a little
Yes,
bit,
sir.
man. Look, I'm just ready. Giants ain't been in the playoffs in too long. I'm just ready. I'm excited, ready to go. It's been a long time since I've seen a New York Giant playoff game. Let's do it.
I'm just screwing with you guys. How you all doing today? I'm just fired
We're
up.
good, man.
It's
We're
been a
good. That's the
long
kind of
time.
thing we like.
Long
Hey, I'm
time since I
enjoying my
felt playoff
bye week.
football.
I'm enjoying my bye week. I'm just
We're
sipping on some
enjoying the bye
Mountain
week
Dew.
right here. We're enjoying the bye week.
Look at cheers, cool cat.
Hey, cool cat. I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right here. Got you.
There you go.
There you
Just
go.
drinking some Mountain
I'll be
Dew. enjoying
where
my bye
Jeff is
week.
next year when my boys are back.
What, your
So
Falcons?
what do you guys think about this matchup? The couple of games today.
Yeah, I think they'll make the playoffs
Yeah.
next year.
49ers,
I was going to ask
Seahawks,
you, Jeff, which game
and
is your
Jaguars,
favorite-
Chargers.
Which game are you looking forward to? I was asking everybody that. Which game you're looking forward to today?
Well, game, I'd probably say the Jaguars and Chargers game, I think is going to be very interesting. I do believe that the Jaguars, because of the coaching edge, and I think that's what's ultimately going to come down to, are going to have the advantage. And I really like what Charles putting on tape right now, especially the last couple of weeks. So I think strictly because Jacksonville is riding high right now, the way they've been playing for the season, I really believe that the Jaguars and the Chargers game is probably going to be an overall game because I think the Bills are going to slaughter. I don't see any way the Dolphins are going to be able to compete with the Bills with the second quarterback. I think that I should be able to handle look down stadium or down over there in San Francisco. I think with Dallas and Tampa Bay, very interesting game. I mean, Texas is hurt. I think as the years. I mean, in terms of I would have had that the Eagles and Ravens because like people that
It sounds like Daniel Jones right now.
they're against Baltimore. The Chargers and Besides
Jeff, you're breaking up, bro. You're breaking up. You're like going in and out.
Yeah, he's like a robot.
That's why I was like, oh, it sounds like Daniel Jones.
You're breaking up like your team's gonna tomorrow. Oh.
Who said that?
AK.
I'm just kidding. It was funny.
I can say AK, man.
I'm kidding. Calm down, Matt.
If we match up with y'all next week, you can come on to what you call on Wednesday, man.
Calm down. Oh my goodness, man! I'm gonna go hide. Man, it got quiet fast. People did not wake up with a sense of humor this morning.
Hey, I did. I the one that said it
It's hard
sounded like
talking
Daniel
over mad
Jones.
people.
All right, RJ, I'll catch you later, bro.
Oh, he's
Nice
leaving.
meeting you, man.
Okay. Over here with
Okay.
Still breaking up.
Still bringing up, Jeff.
We lost Randy.
Randy will pop back
Randy
in.
will come back in.
Randy will come back in.
Randy will pop back in,
It's
yeah.
normal with Randy. It really is. But
He pops in and out all the time.
yeah. So what was I gonna ask? Oh, who would be the X factor today for the Bengals? Who would be the X factor today?
Joe Burrow.
I'll answer that. I got. You don't need me to answer that for you. I already know. I'm gonna show y'all who the X factor. This guy, Joey B.
I thought people would say Jamar Chase. I thought people would say,
Yeah,
Higgins.
Jamar Chase too, but of course Joey B. Come on now, Joe Cool. Joe.
Yeah, but
Joe.
even when he's hurt,
Exactly.
you seen Joe Burrow. He has no fear. That dude is just. He's doing his.
I mean, when you've won a playoff game after getting sacked 9 times, your fears are kind of going to diminish.
Yeah.
You got a point there.
I'm going Hayden Hurst for my X factor for the Bengals. I think that dude has balled out really well. I think he showed that he's a true tight end one. The Falcons misused him. Traded the 2nd round pick, which turned into J.K. Dobbins for the Ravens for him. So, thank you to Baltimore, I guess. And yeah, I think that dude is going to have a field day. I think the Baltimore defense is going to be super focused on Higgins, Boyd, Jamar and company. That Hurst will be able to slip out a little bit on the Joey B rollouts and get some big first downs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with T. Higgins for mine. I love T. Higgins, man. I think he is fabulous, honestly.
Hey,
yeah.
Coach.
What's up,
How you
Coach?
doing, Coach?
What up, Coach?
Yeah,
What's up, Coach?
I agree too with what Blake just said about the receivers. I think they're going to be so focused on the receivers, man. I think Joe Mixon actually has potential to go out there and have a big day, and I think he'd be the X factor for Cincinnati today.
All right, AM. What about you?
Yeah, I think my X factor for Cincinnati might actually be Samaje Perine. I feel like he at some point is going to come up huge in this game. I'm not saying there's going to be an injury or anything, but I think something might happen where they might have to use him a bit more, and he'll come up huge.
Yo, what up, GC Ruthless? What is up, bro? How you feeling about your game today?
How you doing, man?
Yeah.
So, AM, who's your X factor today for the Bengals?
Totally gonna be Joe Burrow today. I'm literally looking forward to him. He should be having a big game. Isn't it like within 4 years he has the highest passer completion? He broke that record right now, and I think second was Drew Brees. Along with that, so I think Joe Burrow's going to come out and have a real big day today. He'll be the X factor.
Okay. All right. Jeff, what about you? X factor for the Bengals. Good shit.
The X. The
Who?
defense.
Oh.
Do you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yep, sound good.
Yep,
you're
you
good.
sound good.
Okay. I think it's the defensive line, Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, if they're out there. I think they're going to be the X factor against that Baltimore Ravens offensive line. If they can get the pressure and make Huntley or whoever the quarterback is for the Ravens, I'm not sure if Huntley's been named the starter, but they can get good pressure and make it uncomfortable and make Huntley make mistakes, then I believe that they're going to be the biggest X factor. Because, I mean, I think those two guys are two of the most underrated pass rushers in the NFL. So I'm going to go with Hendrickson and Hubbard for the Bengals.
Yeah. For me,
Does anybody even think that Baltimore has a chance since their quarterback is not going to be playing?
No.
Yeah, I think some people have.
I don't
think they have
trust
a
their
chance
defense.
to win
I
this
don't have
game.
even having a chance.
Now listen.
I mean-
I will say this: J.K. Dobbins, he is playing, right?
Yes.
Dobbins is the
Yeah, he's
beast.
playing.
Like let's not mark it like it is. And Dobbins is, but I don't know if Dobbins is enough. You know,
No. I mean, it's hard to beat a team in 2 straight weeks, like ultimately. But I really wish that Tua and Lamar were healthy this weekend because I think that would make 2 games that might not be quite as interesting for
Yes,
60
yeah.
minutes be that way. You know, if Huntley doesn't play, the Ravens and the Dolphins are on QB3 this weekend. And Skylar Thompson and whoever the guy is that faced Cincinnati last Sunday, no, they won't stand a chance. So I wish that it was at least Huntley and Teddy Bridgewater, but it looks like it's going to be QB3 for both teams. And I think those games will be over by the 4th quarter.
God dang. Remember all this
I
hype
disagree with
the
that.
Ravens were getting in the beginning of the year?
Yeah, they
Oh,
can't stay healthy every year. Like
What were you
they
saying,
were
man?
like the number 1 seed in October last year too.
What'd you
Huh?
say, Matt?
Yeah, Mac, what?
I was just saying I couldn't disagree with anything Blake just said. That talking about if Huntley doesn't play, I think if Huntley plays, Ravens do actually have a chance. If Huntley
Plain
plays,
simple.
just because the extra dimension he adds to the offense as well, with things he can do with his legs. It's not quite Lamar Jackson, but he's really athletic too. So I think that could cause some problems for the Bengals defense if he were to play. But without him, that guy, whoever that guy is they played last week, I can't even remember his name right now. Yeah, they go back out there
Skylar
with him.
Thompson?
Forget about
Well, that's
it.
Miami's
Forget
quarterback.
about it.
Oh. And then I
Same,
forget.
same deal. Yeah.
Yo, did you guys
Deal.
hear that Washington might be rolling? You guys hear that Washington might be rolling with Sam Howell next year? They're actually going to give the kid
Yeah.
a chance to win
Yeah.
that quarterback job.
Are they going to bring back Heineke as well? You think
I think it's
for
smart.
competition?
I think it's a good idea.
I think they
I
should.
think
It's
so.
just like Carson
Probably
Wentz
as like a
walked.
backup.
Carson Wentz is going to Tampa Bay.
No, he's not. He's going to
yes,
the.
I would love that. Put him
Carson Wentz is going to Tampa
Anywhere.
Bay.
Mitch, for the last
Carson Wentz is
time,
going-
Mitch, he's not going to the Giants. Stop trying
I was
to
not
put
going
that
to
in
say
there.
the
He
Giants. I
will.
was going to say
He
the
will be
Cowboys
on
as a
backup.
backup.
I never said nothing. Don't accuse me. I never said nothing.
No, I didn't
That
say
was
Cowboys
great.
as
I
a
said
backup.
Mitch. Maybe he'll go back home to Philly.
Cowboys as a backup.
No,
Would y'all take him home as QB3?
keep that nuisance away from Jalen freaking Hurts.
Wait.
My quarterback is an all-pro, is a Pro Bowler. Keep that nuisance away from my all-pro.
I said the Cowboys.
Let him go to Jack. Let him go to let him go to let him go to the Raiders.
Let him go to the Canadian League, and then Randy can watch him.
Oh fuck that! No, we don't want him up here.
If he wants to be a starter, again, he's going to go to the Canadian League.
Hey guys,
Or
everyone
XFL.
watching, just shout out to 17 people. Make
He
sure
wouldn't be
you
able to
stick
throw our
around,
ball,
send the
pause.
details, and give a like and sub to every one of our channels. Thank you for everyone for tuning in today.
Maybe he'll go to the
The champ
Falcons.
says
Maybe he'll
so.
go to the Falcons and be Blake's quarterback.
All right. Let me ask you this question.
He would get. I
Since
wouldn't
we're-
think he would go to the Falcons because he would get his wish. He could face Tom Brady twice.
Since
Tom
Brady-
Brady's out of there.
He's gonna
Brady's not
retire.
staying in Tampa. Brady's
So-
not going to
Yeah.
retire, but he's not going to stay in Tampa.
So since we're on that quarterback train,
Yep.
let's stay on it real quick. How certain are you guys that Lamar's even going to be on Baltimore next year, or do you think he's
They're going
on
to
a new-
franchise tag him. They'll
They're going to
franchise tag him.
franchise tag.
I think
They can
I think-
franchise tag him.
tag.
The
Who, Lamar
Eagles
Jackson?
comment right here, pretty much.
Lamar Jackson, franchise tag.
Yeah,
They actually have
Pretty-
the
pretty much
financial ability to
sums it up.
franchise
They're
tag
gonna
him
keep
2
him.
years. So
They
they've
I
proven
don't-
Right now, they're seeing the value of
That's
Lamar
right,
Jackson,
Coach.
and what it's like without Lamar Jackson. Right now, they're seeing exactly what it's like without Lamar Jackson. So, I think he is absolutely priority number one for them. Whether they're going to franchise, or give him a long-term deal, but they know they need Lamar Jackson. Right now, they're seeing what life without Lamar Jackson's like, and it's not good.
I do understand why they're afraid to give him the contract, though. You saw what Baltimore did with Joe Flacco. He got in the Super Bowl. He had like one more elite year, and he was all off the drain ever
Exactly.
since then. But yeah, I think this, as coach is saying, like this is not the same guy. Huntley is Lamar at home. Like they still have the financial ability to franchise tag him for 2 extra years. So there's a potential chance here that we're sitting here in early 2026, and he's just getting an extension.
No, and I understand that to a point though too, but you have to also look at it from an owner standpoint. The kid's been injured the last 2 years. You know,
Yes.
he's already 26 years old. Like, is this the start of just him being injured now? Like, let's not bullshit this. He has taken hits over these last few years. Yes, he's been able to hold up, but last year he wasn't able to, and now this year he really hasn't been able to. Is that someone you really want to pay right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you could ultimately put yourself in a
AK, you know, if Jalen had the same, if Jalen had these same kind of injuries, knock on wood, you know good and well they would have crucified him.
Well, my whole thing is though, you have to start looking. Carson Wentz, he really built a good blueprint for signing quarterbacks. You look at what happened to him. He hurt his leg. We signed it. He comes back, and then ultimately we fucked ourselves, and we had to trade him away. Baltimore does not want to be in that scenario. You franchise tag him, you're still paying him, and you're paying him full guaranteed, which means you're still fucking yourself. So there is a point Baltimore has to look at it and be like, is this the direction we truly, truly want to go?
And how much are you going to get for him? Like, how many draft picks are you going to give?
Because
for him?
let's be honest, because halftime is right.
Also, hold on, y'all. We also got
halftime is right, real quick here, because he was worth the 250 at the beginning of the year.
Yes,
he's not a 250 million quarterback now because of the injury itself. Yes, when he plays, he is dynamic, but those injuries still fucking hurt his money because the best thing is availability. And he has not been able to be that.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is that the Ravens better pay Lamar Jackson this offseason because Justin Herbert is getting paid. Joe Burrow is definitely getting paid. After the All-Pro, Jalen freaking Hurts is getting paid. Daniel Jones,
who?
There's going to be a lot of people that's going to get paid. So
you gotta be careful because the longer you wait, the more that price tag goes up.
So you guys brought up quarterbacks, right? What about Tua? Is he done?
Yes.
Is he going to retire now?
I don't know what to expect from Tua anymore. I really don't.
I think Tua should retire. He had 3
he's
concussions in 1 year.
I do feel really bad.
if he has another one, Mitch, he's done.
That's why
Done.
he's retired now.
Okay, listen, I don't believe the kid should have to. I don't think he should have to quit football. But if I am them at this point, I'm making him a backup. Only for emergency purposes, because you don't want him to have another one. I believe back in the 90s when Steve Young had 6, they forced him to retire, if I'm not mistaken, and then they made a rule saying after 6 concussions you can no longer play football. And if I'm not mistaken, that's 4 altogether for Tua, which means he only has 2 more. But bro, 4 concussions. Dude, you can't let this kid play. He's going to be a vegetable.
He's going to be Muhammad Ali.
Your brain can only take so much punishment. And 4 concussions, 3 in 1 year, that's incredible, dude. I don't even know how the kid's walking right now. I've had a concussion.
I don't either. Well, didn't Troy Aikman have the same
Tua's brother already came out and said
Troy
that he
Aikman
had to go
the
see a
same issue, too, right, with
psychiatrist because
concussions?
he was dealing with mental issues. Because he was tired of seeing his brother being thrown around like a rag doll.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, bro, I've had concussions. They fucking hurt. And I've
Yes.
only ever had 2 in my life, and my head hurt so bad. One, my vision kind of went away because my brain swelled a little bit. They just fucking hurt. It's constant pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had one.
I never
You're
had
right,
one
AK.
either.
I never
I've
had
had
one
one
either.
before too.
Don't
and
let 'em go out there.
AK said I've
Don't
had the
let 'em
same
go out
problem.
there.
When I had a
Yeah,
concussion,
no.
no.
Take
I
it.
had a couple
No,
myself.
I know what
I've
AK is
given-
saying because I had a concussion as well, and I know exactly how it feels.
I've
It's
given
not fun.
someone a
Your head just
concussion, but
swells
I've never
up like
had
you
one.
have
Wait,
blurry vision.
damn, what?
It's
I've
not
given
fun.
someone a concussion in football practice. He cried. He went
Should've
down.
finished
He
your
was
sentence.
crying.
Yeah, you should have finished your sentence. I was like, wait,
Finish your
what?
sentence.
Yeah,
Like
I felt
assault?
Yeah, he got a concussion. I felt bad. We went down on the ground. I went by him and like stood over him. I was like, I felt bad because we were just practicing.
So I got a
with teammates.
question.
Yes.
So I got a
Fire.
question for all the Eagles fans up here. I got a serious question for you guys. AK, Cool Cat, Halftime, Further, Randy, Mitch. What matchup do you guys feel the most favorable going into the second round? And what matchup do you guys the most fearful of going up against the second round, depending on what happens this weekend? Like, who do you
They're gonna
want
say
to
Seattle
play
and Dallas.
and who you don't?
They're gonna say Seattle and Dallas. Watch.
Well, honestly, I
All
want to
you
play
guys.
Dallas. I want to play Dallas, but the safest route
Okay.
for me is Seattle. Then I'll take the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Seattle beats
I'll
the
go next.
Niners, if the Seattle beats the Niners, I love it. That's perfect.
I'll
Yeah,
be
Yeah,
honest.
I'll go next. For me, it's Seattle because I have a vision. Your boy has a vision for Eagles, Minnesota Vikings, NFC Championship game. But in order for that to happen, I need San Francisco that fears me out. I need the Dallas Street Rats out, and I need Tampa Bay in the divisional round out. And the easy would be Seattle and the Giants. I need that Eagles Vikings NFC Championship game because the last time that happened, y'all know what happened after that. So I need
Oh,
that
I
to
just
happen
can't
again.
wait for
I
me
need
and
that to
you in
happen
Purple
again.
Pocket again.
And what about week
Well, that's
2?
not gonna happen, Cool Cat, because the Vikings
What
are
up,
going out
Juice?
tomorrow, bro.
What up, Juice?
They're going out tomorrow. They're going home.
Where your
tomorrow.
Saints at, Juice?
Yeah.
Where your
Well,
Saints
either
at,
way,
Juice?
whether we beat
Not
Tampa Bay,
happening.
either
Where
way,
are the
I
Saints
just want
at?
that to happen.
Yeah,
the Saints
we're
at?
getting
No,
top five. How are the Saints getting a top 5 pick?
Y'all suck,
How?
bro. Saints are done. Like
We
they-
took their pick. We have their
Wait,
pick.
hold on. Wait, did you
Fuck
just
that
say, hey, Mitch, what do I always say about the Saints?
They have a
Jalen Hurts
cap
is the
doctor.
Saints' daddy.
I can't hear you. What was that?
Jalen Hurts is the Saints' daddy.
Thank you.
The Saints will be getting a first round pick when they trade the Broncos.
No, all the Broncos first round picks are gone. Like that's
Oh,
gonna
is
be
it?
like all of them are going to Seattle. Like it's gonna be like a 2026 first round
Oh
pick.
shit! I don't know
And,
how
like-
they're going to do it because the Broncos are trading for that head coach
Sean Payton?
Sean Payton.
But they don't have a top 5 pick.
They're
Yeah.
already talking about it.
They gave it to Seattle.
They're already talking about. I don't know what they're going to do. They said
They're not
going
going to get a first round pick. And for the Saints, and let me rant on the Saints for a second. As a Falcons fan, we hate New Orleans like how you guys hate Dallas. They think
You
Derek
don't
Carr
hate-
is going to. Okay, you didn't have to center me. You don't have to do me like this. But they think Derek Carr turns them into contenders again. No, it simply does not. Alvin Kamara is finally going to get his suspension. He assaulted a dude, and he's finally going to get his justice this offseason. I think he's going to have a year-long suspension. You know, you got guys like Mark Ingram that are on the verge of retirement. The roster is not simply as good as it was during your NFC Championship title runs. It's not. The cap doctor, while he's a magical man, and we took his assistant to be our own GM, he can't fix every issue. You're seeing your team age. You're seeing the core get weaker. And yes, while you guys still beat us, that's like hitting an empty pinata. So congratulations. But yeah, the Saints, they're not going anywhere, man. I think that at best they're going to be the 7-10, 8-9 team for the next 3 or 4 years because y'all are very loyal and you have a good team. At worst, but yeah, you're not this title contender you guys think you are. You won a Super Bowl because of a bounty gate 18 years ago. Get out of here.
Wow.
Not
You
just
should
that,
clip
man,
that, Blake. Clip that.
Not just that, dude, but I'm gonna say this as well. You can't sit there and discredit Sean Payton. Sean Payton is a big fucking factor of why the Saints were always good. Now that you don't
Yes.
have him, you cannot expect the same production. It's not going to happen. So losing Sean Payton and Drew Brees the same year is what killed your franchise. It has nothing to
Yes.
do with your team.
They also they
Yes.
stayed in house. They tried the Dennis Allen route because he was that really good defensive
Yeah.
coordinator for the last 4 or 5 years, and it just hasn't worked out. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's fired in a year or two if he's right back to the DC role, just because that's what the Saints do.
Hey, Vic. What
But
up?
but Sean Payton was that X factor. And
He
you
was our daddy. Sean
Yeah.
Payton was the Falcons' daddy. So
Yeah.
I still think he's going to the Broncos.
Well,
And I think
you
Jim
got-
Harbaugh's
you
going.
got-
No, halftime, no.
Yo,
How would you guys-
to the Colts, dude? It's coming.
It's not
How would you
gonna
guys feel
happen.
if? How would you guys feel if
See what
Brady
happens
beats
Monday night,
Dallas
man.
tomorrow and Mike McCarthy's fired and Sean Payton goes there? How would your
That's
guys'
what I was going
reactions
to
be?
say. See what happens
Sean
Monday
Payton
night.
went
I
to
can see that
Dallas?
all happening.
Yeah, like if Mike
Wow.
McCarthy
All
gets
of that
blown out
happening.
tomorrow, Jerry Jones fires him, and Sean Payton says, "I want to go there."
Oh yeah.
I would laugh.
It'd be kind of scary because Sean Payton is already making moves for a bunch of coaches. So, and if Sean Payton gets the coaching staff that he wants, I don't care. He'd be on any team. He'd be scary on any team because he can build a team. He can build wide receivers. He'll get everybody right in line. And that'd be a scary thought if he went to Dallas.
I think he wants to go to Dallas. I think he wants to go to Dallas ultimately. It's just going to depend on what Dallas does in the postseason. If Dallas does go 1 and out again, then there's no doubt about it. We all believe that McCarthy is going to get fired. Jerry Jones is not going to put up with another one and done again back-to-back years. So I think he'd be fired. I think Jerry Jones would literally give whatever Sean Payton wants and try to get him in there. And maybe he could help bring Dak Prescott back on the right path. Because I'd be worried if Sean Payton and his coaching staff come over there to Dallas, he might be that guy that could finally put Dallas on the right track to being where they should have been for many years instead of being a colossal failure for, let's just be honest, the past 4 or 5 years when this team was clearly the best team in the NFC East for a while. When the Giants have been down, Commanders have been down. For the Eagles, they've been up and down the whole time. So if Sean Payton does make his way over to Dallas, it's going to be a little worrisome because Payton is one of those guys. Past few years.
Robot.
Well,
Robotness.
listen, man, I understand what you're saying, but there's also one thing that, and I agree with you, Sean Payton would be a better coach than Mike McCarthy. But I think there's one thing that would hold Sean Payton back in Dallas, and that is Jones.
Yeah.
Jones has control.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones is what brings that team down, per se. I'm not going to say it's all on Jerry and it's all on Mike. That Mike has done things wrong coaching-wise that has made that team bad, but Jerry Jones has also done his part to make that team bad. So it's a collective effort, and just because you change out the coach, yes, the team may get better coaching-wise, but you still have the same dipshit running the team.
You do have a point there, AK. Like,
The Saints could get a first-round pick from Dallas. though.
who's going to
The
pick the
Poncho
players?
is back.
That's a good point.
Poncho is back.
You got to
Oh,
pick.
yeah,
Who's
Poncho.
going to pick?
I'm not taking nothing away from Sean Payton. He will
Right,
make
who's
that
gonna
team
pick the
better.
players?
But how much better will it be considering the fact that Jerry Jones handcuffs all his coaches to a
Right.
point? So, what? Sean Payton's just going to walk in there, and next thing you know, ooh la la, Jerry Jones is a whole new human, and no more handcuffs. I don't see that happening. You know,
He's not going to be Jimmy Johnson, I don't think.
Hold
And
on.
who's going to pick the players? Like, who's going to do the draft picks? Who's gonna
Exactly.
make the trades?
And apparently,
AK
if Dan
has a
Quinn
great
leaves, he said
point
it'll
there.
just take Vic Fangio. Sean Payton and Vic Fangio could take over Mike McCarthy and that MF or Dan Quinn.
Wait, hold on. We got a Commanders fan in the chat. You know what that means, Randy. Get ready.
Uh-oh.
That was for you, Simple.
Hey, they still got you guys this year, though.
Yeah. Well, they're not here.
No.
They're not here. They put Carson Wentz in the starting lineup when they needed to win and failed.
I still don't know how we lost to them.
Wait,
Tipped
what?
interception. Tipped
What up,
interception
Luke?
at the goal line.
What up, bro?
Come on, bro. Does it really surprise you when you lose these days? Honestly, Blake.
That game, yes. Yeah. I do think the Falcons will be a playoff team next year, though. I think they'll win the
I
South.
can see that. I can honestly
They'll-
see that.
They should be good enough to either win the South or be a top 17 in the NFC next year. So
Yeah, but
we just
with
got to
Mark-
handle the offense, right?
Do you think you need a new quarterback? Or are
Blake.
you just gonna stick with Mariota?
No, I think
Desmond Ritter is Desmond Ritter your guy here?
I think he's going to get a year, but I think they're going to sign a veteran that's not Marcus Mariota to compete with him. So,
Blake, do you trust the coach? Do you trust
Oh,
your
by the
coach?
way, Big Simple. Big Simple. Hey, Big Simple. Sam Howell is going to be your quarterback next year.
Well, they beat the Cowboys.
yeah. Halftime, I think with Arthur Smith, I like that he's Quinn and Mike Smith, where if there's an issue, he's blank. He tells us what's wrong, but I do think next year's a big year. He's 14-20 so far, 2-7-10 years. Next year he'll have his own full team, another good offseason of player development. Hopefully we go quantity over quality in free agency just to fill out holes in this roster, not getting more cap hell if things work out because we finally cleared out the Thomas Dimitroff mess. But yeah, if they don't make the playoffs next year, his seat will get hot. I don't know if we'll be fired, but if we miss the playoffs next year, it's going to have to be like a 10-11 win team out of nowhere in year 4 for him to stay. That's for sure. I trust him. His big issue right now, though, is his ego. He's lost just a couple games where the refs would make a bad call or he would get angry at one of his players and he sticks to his gut and he gets too flat-minded, and that's been his biggest issue. Other than that, though, he's been a lot better than what Dan Quinn was.
Dan Quinn go to the Super Bowl?
That was Kyle Shanahan that took
East we
us to the Super Bowl. Dan Quinn was just
surrender.
there.
Oh, you're just saying because he had the same players?
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan was what put us in the Super Bowl. That defense that year was still really bad. We're still like 27th defense-wise.
Speaking defense, all I got to say is after this season is over and it is off season and JG moves on, fucking Lovie Smith better be my defensive coordinator next year.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
I think we could get.
That's what I
honestly,
want.
I want Lovie Smith as the Eagles' defensive coordinator. I think Lovie Smith would bring a dynamic to this group of guys. I mean, shit, if we had
What do
him
you think
this
the
year,
Fangio
bro,
does?
if we had Lovie Smith this year, holy shit. That's all I got to say.
Y'all's defense is already good.
Yeah, they'd be better with
Yeah,
Lovie.
but they'd be better.
They'd be
We
better.
had
with-
Dean Pease retire, so I wonder if we'll shoot for a Lovey or a Vic Fangio. But that's
You stay
your
the
dream.
fuck away from Lovie Smith, sir. Don't you even.
Hey,
He
we'll
knows
take Vic
you
Fangio.
can't
Though. He's
have
better.
I like
Vic
you, though.
Fangio's
You're not allowed to have them.
You know what's
Lovie
funny?
Smith got another raw
Lovie.
deal. He got a raw deal over there with the Texans. What
He
is
did.
wrong with that organization? The Texans are so screwed up that they actually had 2 coaches that team played for hard both years in a row, and that owner's like, "Oh, we're done with you. Goodbye. See you later."
Bro,
And
like
never won.
5
do you
games
see,
the year
do you
before.
see how? Do you see the single-handed talent that guy has brought in there over the last 2 years?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he got him a great halfback. He's got him a safety. Even the games, yes, they only won, what was it, 3-4 games this year? But,
3
dude, they
this year,
were
5 the year
probably,
before.
yeah, they were probably the most dominant 3-win team I've ever seen. Like, they were in every single game.
They took
Like,
the
that
Chiefs
is
to
not-
overtime. The
Right?
Chiefs
That
and
is not
Texans-
just
that must be
something you,
Kansas City.
that is not something
Yeah,
you
they still speak
fucking
Kansas
do.
City.
That
Agree.
is coaching, dog. He brought
Mhm.
that out in his players, and it's like, dude, you let that go. Thank you. I'll take it over here. Come, Lovey, this way.
Man.
I
You
mean,
know,
last
Their
year
owner's
they
an
won like
idiot.
5
Their
games,
owner is a
and
fool.
McCulley got fired, and they were just as bad last year. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what? So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
don't-
Who
dumb.
would want to go to
Hey,
the Texans
coach, if you
with
want to
Mike
pop in,
now?
let me
I
know.
want
I'll
Vince.
give you a
Yeah,
link if
Yeah,
you want to pop
coach.
in, coach.
Come on in.
No,
I don't
the
think
owner
anybody
of
wants to take on
the
the
owner of the
Texans.
Texans is a joke. The owner of the Texans is what's helping. It's like setting that team back, much like Washington, much like Dallas, even in a way Miami. The owner is what sets organizations back. The Jets are doing it now too. let go your offensive coordinator. The Jets are another team that really needs some serious thinking, and it all starts with their owners too. The Jets have no idea what the hell they're doing right now. Again, so I mean,
Bill O'Brien
I
is not
really
looking
could
as
see
bad
the
as
Jets
he
are going
was.
to be. No, he's not. Bill O'Brien was not a bad head coach. It's just he was a horrendous GM when he decided to trade DeAndre Hopkins round pick to Arizona. How did that end up for them? But otherwise,
Cardinals didn't get much either, though.
no, they didn't. But either way, I mean, the Jets are another team to look out for because if they can find a way to get a decent veteran quarterback in there, unless they really believe Zach Wilson is the answer, the Jets could be a team in 2023 to look out for because they got everything on that team to be a serious force in the AFC. They just need to solve that quarterback issue, and they need to get some offensive linemen because that's really what set that team back from not being in the playoffs this year because they have some serious talent on that roster.
Well, Mac and Jeff, I got a question for you guys. Do you guys have any fear of losing Wink this offseason? I mean, he's done a tremendous job with your defense. You don't think he's up for any head coaching job?
I do not.
I think he's going to get some looks this offseason.
He will be, but I think he's.
Go ahead, Mac.
Oh no, I was saying he's gonna get some looks, obviously, but I think ultimately Wink's gonna stay right here in New York, man. He's got a good thing going right now, and I don't know. He doesn't just jump ship. He's gonna, and plus he will be a guy like Wink will be very particular about what job he's gonna take. Like he ain't just gonna go down there and take over that shit show in Houston. You know what I mean? So it's I think Wink. I'm confident Wink's gonna be back with the New York Knicks next year, running that defense.
And AK, to be honest, it's really been our offensive coordinator, Mike Kafka. Kafka's been the one that's been getting more interest lately because a lot of teams out there look at Mike Kafka as maybe one of those next great young offensive coordinators to become a head coach. But I think ultimately it's our positional coaches that could start getting snapped up because, Brian Daboll put together a hell of a coaching staff this year with not even just, Kafka and Wink Martindale. I think Wink's not going anywhere either. I believe he's staying. But it's the positional coaches that have really put this team over the top, too, because they've done a terrific job. But I think Kafka, honestly, has more of a chance to go somewhere than Wink does. But I think that the Giants will keep their coordinators after this year for at least another season. And if they get those wide receivers and this offense really takes off next year with Jones and Barkley, then I think there's a possibility you could see both Kafka and Martindale gone. So we'll see. But no, I don't think Martindale's going anywhere.
What jobs are open right now?
Indianapolis. I think Indy's open. I think Houston's open. Raiders I believe they're open. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the Raiders. Denver's open.
Miami.
The Raiders will be open. I have a feeling they're going to fire him soon.
Yeah, that was that hot take that I had like at the beginning of the year that they should have kept their interim. Man, that panned out really well.
Well, a lot of us picked the Raiders. AK and myself picked the Raiders to win the division. How smart do we look after that pick?
I tell you
I did too, and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
They should have, though. Hey, with any other fucking coach other than McDaniels, they would have.
Oh, yeah.
They should
watch them get Brady this offseason, though, because of McDaniels.
Their defense
They already have
sucks.
like some Patriots B team players. So.
Oh man, I would hate to see Brady with fucking Adams.
You
don't think Adams is going to get traded too because of the fact he only went to the Raiders because he wanted to play?
No. Adams is your shining gem.
If he gets the Raiders a Super Bowl, I'm down.
Because I'm saying like no lie, seriously. Like when you look at that offense, Adams is going to be what brings people there.
You're right.
If you get rid of Adams, then they're going to be like, well, then we just got Renfro and Waller.
Is this Mark Davis's fault? Owner Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't trade him anyway because it's going to hurt you in salary cap.
Yeah, you just gave him $30 million. I mean, you can't.
You can't get rid of him yet. You have to deal with him for at least 3 years.
I love it, Coach. Raiders could have won with Betty Boop at head coach. You're right. They could have. It's disgusting, bro.
Yeah,
all McDaniels had to do was grab his fucking offensive playbook from Madden.
Well, then again, look what happened to Denver.
It's bad.
Betty
Look what happened to Denver. That Denver team had a lot more talent too, and look what Denver did.
Yeah, Denver. Well, they need a
whole
head
damn
coach.
division was a disappointment, except for the Chiefs. The whole division. The Chargers came on strong at the end, but the whole division let everybody down as fans. Last year, all season, everybody was talking about the AFC West, the AFC West, the AFC West. Look at that division. It's loaded. Come on, give me a break.
Hey, green light.
It was a letdown all across the board, except for the Chiefs. Consistent team. That whole division, that whole season was the Chiefs. Like
coaching, Mac. It all comes.
And
it's coaching, Mac. It's all about head coaching.
Well, all I know is we were the best division in football this year, so that's
we were
the worst. We were the worst. Let's go.
Yeah, but we went from the laughing stock of the NFL, being the NFC least for 2-3 years, to being the most dominant. So I'm cool with that.
I mean, even in your worst years, you put 2 teams in. So
right,
you guys in Dallas always got in.
But that's the crazy part. Everybody.
Thanks, Washington. Thanks for it for
thing. And
thanks, Washington. Enjoy the bye week. Enjoy the off season.
So Shane Steichen is also rumored to be interested, or not interested, but the Houston Texans are looking at him as well.
He's probably saying nope. Next.
Now they're gonna take Jonathan Gannon as the head coach because he was supposed to go there last year.
Yeah,
I could see them firing somebody stupid that just has never been a head coach before.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Saturday is a real employee. Got
No. He's not. He should never be a coach. He should never got that coach job.
No,
Jeff Saturday is going to be back on ESPN in 2 months. Literally, we're going to be sitting here in 60 days, and Jeff Saturday is going to be talking about bad clock management on First Take one Sunday in the middle of summer for whatever reason, and we're going to be thinking back to, hey, when you were on the sideline a couple of months ago, didn't you have that issue a couple times? What's going on? So.
I love it when Jeff Saturday goes back on TV. He's gonna be like, "Wasn't that fun, eh, guys? High five!"
It'll be just like when my boy Tim Tebow kept going back to ESPN over and over. Every time Tebow would try to go back into the professional sports world, he'd end up right back on ESPN.
Yeah.
So,
but you know something though. That's the one thing about Jeff Saturday I want to fucking hear from him is when he gets back into the booth. I want him to admit. It's real hard to sit up. It's real easy to sit up here and talk about it, but it's a different thing to do it. It's hard to fucking coach. And they sit up there all the time and criticize these coaches. Well, now you got to see it, bro. You got to see how hard it is. So
that's why I love the NBA offseason when guys like Patrick Beverly and CJ McCollum are on First Take and they put Stephen A back in his lane when they all did last May and June towards the end of that NBA run. That was hilarious. And you see that in the NFL too. You see guys that want a little bit of offseason money. They do some shows and they say, hey, what are you saying about this coach? Well, you're wrong, yada, yada. It's awkward, but it's good to see.
Yeah.
You think Jeff Saturday still would go if he gets fired, go back to ESPN?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
He'll be back there. This summer, we'll see him on ESPN.
Well, yeah, he didn't get fired from ESPN. He just took leave.
He's not going to be coaching the NFL. He's not going to be coaching the NFL.
No,
that's for
no. I think that ship sailed all the weeks
and
ago.
Free agency. So the draft.
Now let me ask you guys this:
will be back.
Are the Indianapolis Colts done, or because they have a lot of work to do this offseason?
Unless they for some reason try for Derek Carr, yes.
They need to draft. They need to draft a quarterback. They can't go that route again. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, buddy, but
you're right.
They can't go that route again. They've already done it. Carson Wentz.
No, they need to take Carson Wentz back.
You know what I mean? Matt Ryan, another failure. They need to draft.
Don't forget Phillip Rivers back.
And bring
Phillip Rivers was good though, but he was
Andrew Luck. Oh yeah, Phillip Rivers too. But set him back. You know what I mean? You got to just develop a guy. Andrew Luck set him back, but at the same time, you just got to start over and do it the right way.
They finally got the O-line after
trying to just patch it up, and it's just.
So you don't think they would try to roll with Sam Ellinger then? Because they did draft him, and
no.
I think is going to happen. I think the Texans are going to get either Stroud or Young, and the Colts are going to get the other, and it's going to be the next quarterback debate for the next 5 years. It's going to be like Herbert and Tua all over again, saying one could have had one, they ended up with the other, and they're going to be playing twice a year, and that's going to be the next 5-year debate. Is when those guys.
Why are we all sitting here joking with one another? We all know Derek Carr is going to Indy.
Yeah.
I think he's going. I think Derek Carr's going to the Jets. I think Carr's going to the Jets.
No.
I could see him going to the Saints and him just being 8-9 there.
Why
Could
they
you
don't
imagine
they
him
don't
in
trust
Seattle?
Winston anymore? They're done with Jameis Winston over there in New Orleans.
Andy Dalton played like the whole season.
He
So,
did. That shows how
yeah.
bad Jameis
Yeah,
Winston
I
just
mean,
was
they,
last
they
year.
gave up on Winston.
Pain,
It's
just
like,
lots of pain. Even though we made
Yeah.
Jameis Winston look like an All-Pro Week 1, of course.
They're thinking about bringing Dennis Allen back as their head coach going into next year. So New Orleans
They
has no
did.
idea
They
what the hell
already
they're
moved
doing.
him.
Jameis Winston's problem is he just makes those bad mistakes all the time at the worst times possible too. You can't trust him with the football
Yeah.
in the crucial situations, man.
Except when it's man
Absolutely.
coverage and he's down.
But
two
I agree
scores.
with your tax. But I agree with your takes that the Indianapolis has to stop going out trying to stop other team quarterbacks. Stop doing it. They're not good.
Yeah, no, I agree,
Oh, I
man.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine.
But like, stop with the Phillip Rivers. Stop with the Matt Ryan. Stop with the Carson Wentz. Your team has not had a quarterback since Andrew Luck was gotten his ass kicked out there on the football field. And maybe it's the Andrew Luck curse for what that organization and Jim Irsay did. That payback for all these years trying to bring in these veteran quarterbacks that could never get it done because Indy's had talent. The problem is they've never had a quarterback that can really get them over the top. So
They had the
Colts have
quarterback.
gotta go
They
back
just
to
chose not
Dan
to
Moore, and that's
protect him.
a young franchise quarterback.
Even
to
the
develop.
Bengals are protecting Burrow now, so at least they're
Yeah.
trying. So.
They had the quarterback.
You know, they
They were
sucked for Luck.
irresponsible
Maybe
in
they're
not
sucking for Stroud
protecting
now.
Luck, man.
Yeah,
That's
Luck
what I
comes the
mean,
easy
Mac.
way up
They
to do
screwed.
something.
They had a quarterback,
You know,
and
Daniel-
they killed the poor kid.
Well, you know, it didn't all. It had
I
to
feel
do
bad
with
for
him.
Andrew Luck.
It did have to do with him getting hit and injured, but you know, the other thing that also inevitably made him walk away, and a lot of people talk about it, and that's why it's known as Andrew Luck syndrome today. Is listen, Andrew Luck was really fucking phenomenal at football. But there's one thing different from Andrew Luck, and they kind of call Carson Wentz the same thing.
Mhm.
They're phenomenal talents on the field. They just don't fucking love football. Andrew Luck didn't love playing football. He just was really fucking good at it.
Yeah, he was a Stanford.
And
guy.
he even says that. He's like, I didn't love playing football. He's like, I just was really good at it, and I knew it would take me somewhere.
Yeah,
Only
he said in an
select-
interview he enjoys
Yeah.
playing it, but it's not his love.
Yeah, so it was very easy for him to walk away. These other guys aren't built that way. Very few people. It's not just talent that gets them through. It's they love playing the game. So you got to find a quarterback who loves the fucking
At
game.
the same time, I can't really blame him.
Yeah, no, I
can't
don't
blame
either.
him when you're getting your ass kicked every single game. Every single game you're getting injured because your offensive line couldn't protect anybody. So I can't blame
Exactly.
him for not loving the game when you're literally getting beaten up every single week. And he's not a small quarterback. Luck was what? 6'5", 230 pounds. He was built like
He's a
a
big
tank that could run, throw. He could do it all. The guy was on his way with a horrible offensive line to being on the way to be a Hall of Fame type quarterback of what he was doing. And then unfortunately, Indianapolis was reckless and they didn't know how to protect this, ruin what potentially could have been a full quarterback career. So this is payback for them.
No, it
You
does
almost beat
suck
Brady many
because, in
times
all
in the
honesty, Andrew Luck could have been a Peyton Manning for them. He was a prime candidate to be a
Good
second
balls on
Peyton
him.
Manning. Like he was fabulous with protection. He could read defenses very well. He was very smart, very fucking intelligent when it came to football. But he didn't have the team Peyton had, sadly,
Mhm.
and that's ultimately what killed him. Well,
Hey,
not
Earl.
you know what I
Earl.
mean, not kill him.
Hey, Earl.
Yeah,
We
you
know,
know what
we
I
know.
mean. His career, it killed his career, not him. Yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
what, AK?
I gotta be careful saying that now. Now that
Yeah.
So
Do you
I
guys
actually
ever think an
remember-
underlying issue is that they're in the AFC South in Indianapolis? Is that a curse? That doesn't make any sense. There's a lot more Southern teams than they are.
oh, dude, I've always questioned that. I've been wondering why the fuck Dallas is in the NFC East. They're not
I
even
was gonna
East.
say the
Thank
Cowboys.
you.
Thank you.
Like, no lie, Pittsburgh
Bunch of
Steelers
string
should be,
rats.
Pittsburgh Steelers should be in the NFC East, not Dallas.
Thank you.
I think what it is,
Chiefs
it's
are
probably
smack
just
dab in the
'cause
middle of the country, and they're in the West.
certain rivalries were developed, you know what I mean? So the league just didn't know what to do. So you just gotta leave them alone. So
Yep.
Well, like,
could
who are
you
the
really
Colts
imagine
rivals
NFL
with?
right now without Eagles and Cowboys twice a year, Giants, Cowboys twice a year? I can't even picture the NFL like that, man. So at
Yeah,
this point,
no, I would never be able to imagine that one.
Well, see, that's why it was so easy for them to take Arizona away from us in 2000 because no one rivaled Arizona. We didn't care. So
they were the irrelevant team. Yeah, they were the irrelevant team.
They were.
So.
And then Washington took over for them recently in terms of irrelevance. So Arizona left, and then Washington's now that irrelevant team in our division.
Yeah, there you go. Put Washington in where the Steelers are, so they have 3 shitty teams, and the Bengals can just whoop up on them, and then give us the Steelers so we have some competition.
Exactly.
And then the Cowboys won't be number 1.
Right?
Exactly.
I will never take my team. Jerry's team will never leave the NFC East because we're going to come back next year and we're going to try to win another Super Bowl in the off season, and then we're going to do what we always do during the playoffs, and that's choke.
We got that Dak. See, we got that Dak Prescott. And when our Dak Prescott, when he played his game, when Dak
Hold
played
on.
games, he played real good.
What about this instead? Because the Commanders used to be the Boston Redskins. What if they go back to Boston and they join the Patriots and we take the Bills?
No.
Now you're just all over my head.
Listen.
I hate to interrupt you guys. I hate to interrupt y'all, but we need to go take a quick commercial break. Hold on.
Well, we took another L. Hey, shout out to the Eagles, man. We beat ourselves, man. We beat ourselves. You see, it was some stuff that I saw that I really hated, man. The sense of urgency when we was behind was bad. I look at it like when you're shortcoming of a goal, right? You fight for something all year, and then you get to the end of it, and you drop it, you lose it, right? And I can't help but to think to it all and say, we just was not prepared. The prepared mind. What the hell, son of a bitch? You fat motherfucker! Wow. I'm about to you see everything in you saw them run the hell off the field, didn't you? The fucking breath was in the way! Look at this!
Wow.
Yeah, the brother screwed up. So that it's the referee's fault that Dak Prescott doesn't know what the hell to do on the last play of the game. Yeah, but it's the
How do you
referee's
not
fault
know that's a
because he
rule
held the football for too long. That was. Ugh.
QB draw.
Apparently, Dak didn't. Philly halftime. Dak didn't know.
No.
You know they're gonna do something stupid again. This is what Dallas does.
Derek
You
Carr.
know it's going to happen. They're going to do something stupid in the playoffs to go out 1-0 again.
Oh, they're getting.
I really love that clip, by the way. I'm sorry, y'all. I really love that clip.
I love it.
memorized that whole clip. Who can? I memorized that whole
do too.
clip.
I love.
Huh?
I love looking
I
at Law
memorized the whole
Nation just
clip.
like all depressed and everything, trying to talk. Like Law Nation's trying to get that stuff out of his mouth, but it looks like the dude's about to cry on the damn screen.
All I know is I hope to God Dallas never gets rid of Dak.
Keep him.
He's still like 8-3 versus the Eagles or something. No.
Dude, if
Did he
that's
ever
the
make
only
All-Pro?
game they fucking care about, I don't care about that.
Did he ever make an All-Pro team? Did he lead the league in interceptions?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Coach. I disagree, Coach. Don't blow that team up. Keep them the way they are. Let them keep that. Let them keep Dak. Let them keep Elliott. Don't blow it up. Let them stay together so they keep choking when they get to the playoffs.
I love them having a quarterback who throws 15 interceptions in 8 games. I love it. Keep it. Keep
Oh, and
it.
by the way, Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys are Tom Brady is 7-0 versus Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, he was 10-0 versus the Falcons until last week, so I think the Cowboys, it's their turn again.
Okay, come on. He played half of a game.
He played.
Congrats. Hey,
He
congrats.
lost.
Hey, you beat him when he's finally 46. Congrats. You beat an old man.
Hey, Dak Prescott did get outplayed by a third-round rookie last week, so anything's possible. Sam Howell completely outplayed Dak Prescott when he's throwing pick sixes to the Washington Commanders' backup defensive player, so anything's possible over here with Dak.
Yeah, even a 46-year-old quarterback can beat Dak these days.
Yeah, let's see how great Trayvon Diggs is when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are burning him on the outside. Remember, they don't have Anthony Brown either.
Yeah, I figured Tom Brady did throw last week. Didn't he throw for over 400 and some odd yards?
Yes, he did. I think
You got Mike Evans. He still has weapons.
Yeah, Mike Evans had a 200-plus yard game the week before, and Chris
Dan
Godwin
Quinn's
is
still
playing
stuck.
good too.
That's why Dallas is not going to win, because now Tom Brady and their offense is getting hotter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Though
they're
I
getting
will
hot at the
say,
right time.
Halftime, the one thing that does give Dallas the advantage, and is sort of similar to the Giant-Viking game, is if Dallas's defensive line can create a whole lot of pressure on Brady, because Tampa Bay's offensive line is not good. They're just getting back a couple of players who have pretty much missed the entire season, and Dallas still does have a really good pass rush, so that could be the difference in the game if they could get Brady moving on the run, because Brady, we all know, can't move anymore. And
Bro,
if Dallas can get the
Brady-
pressure up the middle, it's going to be a long day.
Jeff,
for Brady.
Brady ain't even going to have the ball that long, bro. By the time that ball hits his hands, it'll be out.
That's
Trust
true.
me. It ain't going to take long.
Michael Parsons can't
Yeah.
even get. He can't even get to the quarterback anymore. Have you been watching him? He's been slacking on that.
What is it? 1.5 sacks in 4 games, Parsons?
Micah?
Yeah.
Micah Parsons?
1.5 sacks in
He's
4
literally
games.
just Vic Beasley. Vic Beasley for the
What up,
Falcons had
Butterfly?
a good year, but he had 2 pass rush moves. And that's
All
what
right.
we're
No,
seeing
yeah,
with
but the
Micah.
Dallas
They moved
fans
him
are
out
out
of
there saying
position.
he's the second coming of Lawrence Taylor. That's it.
I mean, I
they
saw
think he's
the-
the second coming of Lawrence Taylor.
I saw the
That's
exact same
Hey,
thing
wait,
with
hey,
Vic
real
Beasley.
quick. If Micah is the second coming of Lawrence Taylor, then what is
What's up,
Riddick?
Shakes?
Because he blew him out when it comes to
Yeah.
sacks. So is Riddick like Reggie White?
I guess so.
I guess, yeah.
Can,
I mean, all I know is I saw.
can I do
saw the-
that since y'all dubbed him fucking LT?
Right now, y'all, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Michael
All of that is
Parsons, the next
blasphemous right
coming of
now.
Lawrence Taylor.
All of that is
Whoa.
blasphemous.
I
Everything
know,
right
right?
now, there's
That's my
no,
point, Mac.
there's
That's my
never
point.
going to be another Lawrence Taylor. Never,
I know.
ever gonna be
That
another
is
Lawrence
my
Taylor.
that's my
Mac is
point, Mac.
100% right.
Mac, that is
That is an
100% my
insult
point.
to Lawrence Taylor. The
That's
fact
why-
that you even mention that guy in the same sentence.
Jeff,
as
that's
Lawrence
why
Taylor's
I
an
said
insult.
it's a slap in the face. It was sarcasm because I even said it 2 weeks ago. I was like, bro, that is a slap in the face to Lawrence Taylor. I was like, that man worked for his career and his title. You can't dub a rookie fucking LT. You just can't do that. That's like me dubbing Jalen Hurts Tom Brady. I can't do that. No
I mean,
one
Lawrence
can
Taylor
do
was
that.
really, really good as a rookie too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but they
and Jalen
were
Hurts
sitting
wouldn't
there
cheat.
and they were like, well, look at the sacks LT had his rookie year, and then look at the sacks that
I heard
Carson.
that, Randy.
But it's like, dude, you can't compare the one fucking year. They have to play all their career to be dubbed that.
You wouldn't, don't you even think that Lawrence Taylor, if you really said that, hey, Michael Parsons almost like plays like you, that dude probably would freak out on national TV. Like, you all need a reality check because that guy ain't nowhere near me.
Here's the difference between LT and Micah, okay? Even on Micah's bad day in a game, he was still fucking effective. There is games Micah is not effective at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
Micah
LT,
Parsons is
even with
literally
one
Vic
sack,
Beasley.
look at LT with just one sack. That motherfucker was everywhere in that game.
I saw
Yeah,
Dan
but
Quinn make
everybody
the same mistake.
stopped Lawrence Taylor. They just they focused on him.
Yeah.
Not just focusing on Michael Parsons.
That's a great point by
Focus on Lawrence
Coach.
Taylor.
Parsons could not
Stop
hold
Lawrence
Derek
Taylor. I don't
Thomas's
care what
job.
happened.
Derek
Right.
Thomas was the only other linebacker around that time was maybe even anywhere near what Lawrence Taylor did. Derek Thomas was a terrific linebacker for the Chiefs. And he still wasn't even LT. Don't
Yes,
ever
yes,
say, and
yes,
don't
he was.
ever bring the name Micah Parsons anywhere in relation to Lawrence Taylor. That is a slap in the face for Lawrence Taylor's
It
legacy.
is, dude.
It is. It's an insult.
And that's coming from an Eagle fan, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking hated playing against Lawrence Taylor. I hated it. I remember
when
watching.
56 got on the field, he struck fear in any quarterback out there when 56 was on that field for the Giants.
Bro, he struck
Every
fear in
single quarterback
fans.
was
What are you
scared
talking
shitless.
about?
Any offensive player. Any offensive player, period.
Exactly.
He struck fear into
Quarterbacks,
the
running
stand.
backs, receivers.
Like
all was
when we
scared.
played y'all when I was a kid and I saw LT out there, I knew something bad was going to happen. You just knew it because that's who he is, man.
Hold on.
I don't
Listen.
feel that way with Micah. I'm not scared with Micah. I know all I got to do is run right at him and he's nothing. Like,
Hold on. Blake, you said you had to make a point or something?
Yeah, I mean, it was basically what I was trying to say is Dan Quinn was my head coach for years, right? As I've said many times. I saw the exact same thing with Micah Parsons with Vic Beasley. They turned a high round outside linebacker pick who wasn't a direct edge rusher to an edge rusher move because the team needed that in day one. So he had one great year, maybe two, because he had 2 or 3 moves that worked. But once they were learned by the opposing offensive lines, which you guys are seeing from from Philly, from New York, from everybody in the division, once he was learned, he was nothing. Within 2 or 3 years, he went to getting 1 sack a year, 25 tackles a year, and we shipped him off to Tennessee for nothing. I'm not saying this is going to be the exact same path for Micah Parsons, but I saw it with Dan Quinn where he messed up an early pick into a position he wasn't supposed to be. He didn't adapt all the moves necessary, and within a couple of years, he went from a flash to nothing. We're seeing that with Micah Parsons already.
well, and eventually his size is also going to catch up to him.
Same thing
you
with
can't-
Vic, yeah.
Exactly.
You can't stay in a linebacker body, put a guy at D end and keep him the same size, and after a while expect him to keep winning the way he is. Because eventually, even though those linemen are bigger than him and they're slower, they still have other moves they can adapt to slow him down. And that's what you're seeing right now.
Preaching the choir.
Absolutely. And also,
Good old
listen,
Dan
I
Quinn.
mean, we're not trying to toot our own horn here, but what did Micah Parsons do in that matchup against Andrew Thomas?
Not a thing.
And those two
Nothing.
career trajectories.
I mean,
have been completely different.
the only game that Micah Parsons, Andrew Thomas had a bad game was when he was under the weather against Micah Parsons. Everybody's praising Micah Parsons like he's God out there on football. But nobody made an excuse for him when he was sick.
But that's what they
So
said.
I don't
in
want to
week
hear about
3.
Micah Parsons. He's
That's what they said in
invisible
week 3. They
at
said Micah
times, too.
Parsons was sick in week 3 when he was getting handled. But, you know, how'd that go?
Yet
It is
Andrew
what it is.
Thomas, who was a second-team All-Pro, was like, can't handle a guy like Micah Parsons. Stop.
Yeah, and you know what? The only time
Parsons
they
is a
talk
good
shit,
player, but he's
the
not
only
that great.
the only time they talk shit to us Eagle fans about Micah Parsons is the third quarter when Lane Johnson went down.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the game prior to Lane playing or, whenever Lane was back playing again. No, they only talk about the third quarter when they ran for 80 yards and 1 touchdown because our right tackle went out.
Yeah. You put a good offensive lineman in front of Micah Parsons, he's going to get stymied most of the time. That's why when Thomas was good, Micah Parsons barely even had a peep in that game. You didn't even really know Micah Parsons was on the football field when Thomas was out there guarding him. Same with you guys with Lane Johnson and Wyalata.
Yep.
So Parsons is a good player. We're not going to say he's not. He's a very good player, but he's not anywhere near where Cowboys fans are saying this guy is.
No.
He's a great player, but he's not that good.
And another thing, Lawrence Taylor got his defense. Everybody on that team that's in the game hyped. Like, yo, I'm gonna run through this wall for this guy. This guy's he made his guys play like a crazed dogs. Like he always said, we're gonna play like a crazed bunch of dogs, and that's how they played.
And plus, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure LT didn't talk shit like Micah either. Yeah, LT let his talk on the field do his
Jerry
talk.
Jones is
He talk
spoofing
shit
and
on the
talk,
field.
know,
All you hear
LT
Micah
talk
do
shit.
is
He talks shit.
No, I
but
know.
LT was a pretty
good.
big. LT was a pretty big shit talker.
Yeah,
on the
but
field,
he did a
can back
lot
it
of
up.
No, I'm saying low. He did a lot of his shit talking on the field, like during play. Like when he laid you out and shit. Like
That's when he talked his shit.
yeah, but I'm saying Parsons, he's doing it during interviews. Like what? He just dropped one 2 days ago where he said they're going to the Super Bowl or some shit. I saw.
That's Jerry
Dude,
Jones. this year.
you can't fucking do that, bro.
keep talking delusional, Micah. Keep talking delusional like your whole fan base and ownership does. So,
And I gotta
win a
ask you
football
guys,
game.
all time, who historically owns the Eagles Giants rivalry? Is it close or?
It's the Philadelphia Eagles by,
Eagles
I believe, 4 or
own
5
us.
games.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
that
they
far.
do. Eagles
we just
do own us.
recently passed them, I believe,
I
in
don't count what I didn't
2016.
see. I'm talking about my lifetime. The Eagles have owned
Yeah.
the New York Giants in my lifetime.
It's been like spurts. It's been
But
spurts.
Us and the
for
Saints were
historically,
tied.
the Eagles have been the
It's
losing
been bigger spurts for the
record with
Eagles.
the
You and the
Cowboys
That's true,
Saints
yeah.
were
and the
tied?
Giants.
Yeah,
The
us
Giants
and the
are the-
Saints are tied, and us and Tampa, it's like 2 apart. Brady had him surpass us.
Well,
But-
the Eagles pretty much owned us a lot during the beginning to middle of 2000s, and then we started beating them consistently like the end of the 2000s to early 2010s, and then since then the Eagles have pretty much dominated the Giants for like the past. We haven't beaten the Eagles in Lincoln Financial Field since 2013. It's about 10 years since we won that stadium. So the Eagles, for the most part, have beaten the Giants and beaten them pretty handily. So, yeah, the Eagles have been owning this rivalry for a while. And the Eagles have been a consistently good team for the Eagles have been one of the most consistent football teams, for the most part since the 2000s. They've had a couple of bad seasons here or there, but for the most part, the Eagles have been a borderline to a playoff team almost every year. While the Giants, they've had moments here and there in the mid to late 2000s where we were a playoff team. And then we had most of the time where we're not good, except for 2016 and now this year. So, yeah, the Eagles have owned the Giants for a while.
Okay, so we are all NFC East teams up here except Blake. Okay. And Blake, you can even answer this one, even though you're a lot younger than most of us up here. I want to ask.
Hey, I'm not the youngest person anymore.
RJ was earlier.
Out of all 4
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
in your life,
ahead, AK.
all four teams in your life in this division, who is the one person you hated personally going against as a fan? It could have been out of any 4 teams.
Cowboys.
No, person.
Player.
Like one
Drew Brees.
specific player. It could be from the 90s. It could be early 2000s. It can be now. Who's the one
Jeff,
person?
is it Boston Scott for you?
No, there's a lot of Eagles players that couldn't stand.
Well, it
going
don't even
against
have
for
to be an
years.
Eagle player, bro. It could be a Dallas player. It could be a
Emmitt
Washington.
Smith.
Well, look, it's easy for me. It's easy for me.
Smith. Hated playing against him.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Drew
Halftime.
Brees and Tom Brady.
It would be Emmitt Smith for me. Because, let me just say, he played with a dislocated shoulder. And he still ran on people. He was he's a great running back, and I can't take nothing away from him. I mean, yeah, Barry Sanders, he would have never caught Barry Sanders if he didn't retire so fast. But I would have to say the most one that you didn't like if you were an Eagle fan was Emmitt Smith.
I like that one. Go ahead,
You got
Mac.
Mac.
Brian Dawkins for me, man. Brian Dawkins just a
I thought
game
you were
record,
going to say
man.
Deshaun Jackson.
No, he was just, he was just Deshaun Jackson. He made his big plays, but Brian Dawkins was just, he's one of the best safeties of all time, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think he's definitely a top guy, definitely in my top 5. And when it comes to safeties, I just hated having a game plan around Brian Dawkins, what he was going to be doing out there, just a ball, come out there and pop you. Everything he
They
did
gave
was
that
just
man
so,
his own locker. I agree.
everything he did was just on point, man. He was just a hard player that had to get ready for it, man.
They even took out Ike Hilliard. He pretty much ruined Ike Hilliard's Giants career when he had that massive hit on him. I believe it was in 2002 that ended his season. But I'm going a different direction. I'm going with a different Brian. It's Brian Westbrook. That guy was a pain in the ass to play against all the time. Remember the Eagles had no weapons. They had no wide receivers. They didn't really have a great tight end. It was always Brian Westbrook.
It was Westbrook and Buckholter. Remember Buckholter?
Buckholter too. Terrell Buckholter. Every single time.
Punch. Yep.
I could not stand playing against Brian Westbrook. Every time we played against him, he would always put up these monster games against the Giants when it was him and McNabb. That guy, before Boston Scott came around, it was Brian Westbrook. I could have said McCoy, but Westbrook was a pain in the ass to play against every single year when the Giants played him in the 2000s.
What about Deshaun Jackson with the Miracle in the Meadowlands #2?
Yeah, don't bring that up. That was terrible. That's a nightmare that I will never get over as a Giants
I still
fan.
remember that.
That was a nightmare. Besides
I was like,
2002, the playoff game against the 49ers, that Deshaun Jackson play still gives me nightmares every single year. Ruined our playoffs. It ruined our – you know what it probably did? It pissed us off so much, we went on that Super Bowl run the year after because of how our season ended that year with Deshaun Jackson. So, in a way, thank you. Because with that play happening, it helped propel us to a Super Bowl the following year. So
I still think
And you
about
got rid of
28
your
at least once a
and the
day.
guy that was kicking the ball got released too.
Oh, Matt Dodge
After that.
sucks. Matt Dodge's only job that game was to not kick the ball to Deshaun Jackson. It was the dumbass
Even
dude.
your coach
Kicked
has
it
said
right
after
to
after the play,
Tom
Jeff,
Coughlin
I
said-
told you to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's like,
I told you to
kick
out
it
of
to
bounds.
Jackson.
Oh,
And he kicks it right to him, and then I have to see, Deshaun Jackson doing the dance right in our friggin' end zone to knock us off. That was the worst moment of the entire Giants' life I've ever seen. I almost cried during that game. It broke my heart so much after that play happened. That
Your
was
coach
terrible.
was pissed off after that, Jeff. I told you to kick it out of bounds. You
I was
what?
furious. I was furious. That was probably the game I've never been more
Tom
furious.
Coughlin, man, what a coach.
I told you to kick it out of bounds. You what?
All right,
I've never been more furious.
so Cool Cat. Who was your guy you hated seeing going against every single time we played him?
I know.
This guy, there was a lot of people that I can say, but the one guy, and this was, and I was born in 1991, so I really didn't see that much people. But the one person I despised the most then, and I despise him now, Michael Irvin.
Good
Michael Irvin. Back then, he was a pain in my backside growing up as a Cowboy, and he's still a pain in the butt now talking to all these Cowboys. So he's a pain in the butt. He's like, get away, get off my dang TV, but he can't. So he's a pain in the butt.
We have Eagles Hall of Famer on our sports radio every day, Hugh Douglas. He does an Atlanta sports radio show every day from 5 to 10.
He was underrated too, a player.
How about you,
He was on
halftime?
the defensive line.
I got Emmitt Smith.
Oh yeah, you said yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I said
How about you, Randy?
Jason Witten, the tight end, man, fucker. Seen first down with Tony Romo. He always seemed to get it.
Yeah, Witten was a pain.
He was
He
another
is-
one, yeah.
He pissed me off every time I thought, oh, there we go. The defense is getting there. The ball would get out. Boom, Witten open. So yeah, Jason Witten for me, man.
That's a good one.
Drew Brees and Tom Brady as well.
How about you?
I got another one, Marion Barber. Marion Barber was a pain in the ass to play against with that Cowboys team. I don't know if you guys remember Marion Barber with that early Cowboys team
Yes,
in the 2000s.
I do.
Like late 2000s, early 2011s. That guy was a hard downfield runner. And he was another Brian Westbrook that would pick up those big, like, those grinded out yards up the middle. He was a pain in the ass to play against.
I'd say
that
my
Cowboys
most
team.
recent is Cole Beasley, but back when I was growing up as a young kid would definitely be Troy Aikman. I couldn't stand Troy, and I still can't stand listening to him during Eagles games. I literally mute the TV.
Yeah, first down there for the Cowboys. They are good throw by Dak. Down on the sideline, I'm going to mark it here on my TV. See the good block set up by the tackle.
That's where I changed the chanting to the Mannings and just listen to them.
Don't zoom into me because it looks like I just did a rail. My face is red as fuck.
Hey, and no lie, bro. When they team him with Joe Buck, that is probably the most boring commentating I've ever heard.
And a
Him
lot
and
of
Joe
it is
Buck together is like just
really
it's
is.
so
Redneck
bad.
paradise.
I hate
It's
it.
just so
It's how
plain.
old school they are. It's Joe Buck's dad was Jack Buck, and he grew up in the era when that's how you broadcasted it.
Bro, it is
Troy Aikman
two
played in that
old
era.
white dudes. Literally, you can tell. Like it is two. They just there's nothing. There's no excitement. It's just yep. And he throws the ball.
It's like
Prescott.
what listening to Chris
Vanilla as you
Collinsworth
could
run
get.
game.
As vanilla as
Prescott,
you could
looking
get.
right.
Yeah.
Has CD Lamb. CD Lamb. first
Collinsworth.
down on
Have you ever
board.
listened to Chris Collinsworth call game? Yeah.
Oh, he
I
puts you
hate
to sleep.
That was a great play out there
I
on
love
the
Collinsworth.
football field. How do you feel?
Dude,
Yeah,
that
That's
old
a fumble. Looking back at the
my
replay, I
personality is
think
drier than paint on the wall.
Chris Collinsworth's old white man
Oh.
chuckle.
Don't worry. In 15
Chris
years, I'll
Collinsworth
be
and
on
his
TV doing that.
Chris Collinsworth and his goddamn every time he sees a player do something, he's like, "There's a guy. See, there's the guy right there. There's a guy that does." It's like you fucking say that every time we're watching football. There's a guy right there everywhere. Fuck off.
Dude, but his laugh is
22 of them.
just
He
his
does
laugh
say
is
that a lot.
just iconic though. He's the only guy with that laugh.
And his son is going to be here for generations too. So his son, when he retires, got the job
Yeah,
because of
great.
Daddy Ball.
He's got the
So,
same dry personality as his father.
Yeah.
He's gonna be.
But-
He's gonna be there for a while. Hey, don't worry. In 15 years, I'll be calling games. So
Here's the thing.
Thank
I'll be
God.
better than what they are.
My player that I hated seeing the most, it is quite controversial, at least to me, because he was an Eagle. Fucking Terrell Owens, bro, when he played for Dallas. I fucking hated watching Terrell cook my corners, bro. He just fucking ate them alive all the time. And then we got him, and I was like, thank fucking God it's on my side.
Did he go straight from Dallas to
You know,
Philly, or
but
did he
yeah,
go
dude,
somewhere
Terrell
else in between?
Owens was a pain
I think
in
he
my
went to Philly first, and then he went to
Yeah.
He went to
Dallas.
No, he
Philly,
went
then
to
he went to Dallas.
No,
Yeah.
he was in Dallas.
Quarterback.
Huh? No, he was in Philly, or he went to Dallas and then came to Philly.
No, he went
straight.
Surprised you guys didn't pick.
Then he went to Dallas. He went
I'm
to
surprised
Philly
you guys
first,
didn't
went to
pick
Dallas.
OC Umenyiora. Umenyiora was a pain in the ass for you guys to play against all the time. Remember OC 6-sack game?
Yep.
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
Justin, so our defensive line was a pain in the ass for the NFCs to play against. With him, Tuck, Kiwanuka, Strahan, and even Pierre Paul. Like those guys
So-
were pains in the asses for the NFCs to play against for years.
I was reading it
That's-
upside down. Yeah, he was us first.
So you guys must have hated him after he left for Dallas, and then ended up being a beast.
Oh,
there.
dude, he never let us forget it. Trust me.
And no, because
Never.
the way they treated him and not
Yeah.
want to pay him the money that he was worth, went and took us to the Super Bowl and actually played in the Super Bowl and did all that we did. They should have paid him the money, but the Eagles didn't want to pay a number one wide receiver back then.
Yeah, he like I think he hurt his ACL or MCL really bad, and they said he wasn't going to come back.
He
And you're
actually
right,
broke
halftime
though.
he
broke his
came back
ankle.
and played. Okay, that was there you go.
Wow.
He broke his ankle, and then he still somehow came back earlier than expected for the Super Bowl, and he had a terrific game for Eagles. So.
He came back.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens, I
and
mean,
played
as
in
much
the
as he
Super Bowl.
Yeah, 2 weeks later from a broken ankle and went out there and I believe he had like 100-yard game touchdown.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Since we're wrapping up soon, should we get back to our
AK, can
official
you do
picks
the
of the week?
Collinsworth laugh again?
He does hit that one good.
I'm telling you.
Oh God, you kill me.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
What should we get back to the official picks before we wrap up?
Are you threatening me?
5 games.
Okay.
Sure.
What's next?
Which game should we start with? Should we start, I guess,
Why
with
not?
Seattle and San Fran? Since it's the
Yeah,
first
let's
one
start
up?
with. Let's just.
Yeah, well,
go down
yeah.
that
We
list.
can start, we can
'Cause it'll
start,
take
we
us-
can- we
it'll
can-
take us
we
20
could've
minutes to
started
go
with
through
Randy's
them.
favorite game.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh God.
Let's just go
Okay.
chronologically.
You guys want to do
So-
the depth charts and check them
We can
out,
hear you,
see
AK.
who's injured and not?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Because it'll probably take us 20 minutes to still go through these, so might as well
Yeah,
get
sure.
started.
Yeah, where's Mitch? I forgot Mitch disappeared.
Go for it.
Yeah, Mitch. I had
He
to
ate
take over for him there for
Do
a
you
second.
guys
He
want
ate
to
some
see
brown.
the
He ate
We
some
lost our
brownies.
host.
real quick. No. Yeah, he ate brownies and passed out.
He's gonna wake up giggling like Daffy Duck.
Stop
So-
eating brownies, Mitch. We need you for the show. Stop eating brownies.
He's gonna
Mitch,
wake
get
up with
back
that
here.
Chris Collins.
Further.
laugh.
Further, start out further. What do you think about this first game between the 49ers and the Seahawks?
You got the Seattle Seahawks. They're fully healthy right now. They're going to be an away game. They're going to be playing at Levi Stadium, have the upper handage here with the team like Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel. They got a full stack of wide receivers. I don't know if the Seattle Seahawks have that type of defense to stop the 49ers because, for one, we all know the 49ers do have a defense that can stop Geno Smith, and they are going to get to him today. And they're going to have that upper hand field advantage, and it is hard to get a win in that Levi Stadium since they've changed stadium since Candlestick Park. So I'm going with the 49ers on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think
It's going to be a little bit close of a game.
Sorry.
I think the Seattle Seahawks,
There you go.
with their head coach, are going to make it interesting of a game. But I think at the second half, the 49ers are really going to take it away and show that they're the ones that are going to move on in this playoff game.
Yep.
Unfortunately for me, I wish it was San Francisco. I wish it was the Seattle Seahawks because of my vision, but since it's not, man, I hate these people. Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
All right.
Jeff?
I'm going with the Niners.
Oh.
I mean, it's obvious,
Go.
but I just want Seattle.
What about you, Jeff?
Nice. I think that the biggest advantage for the Niners is George Kittle. Seattle can't stop the run, and they're not good against tight ends. I think that Brock Purdy's going to be throwing it a lot to George Kittle, and they're going to be running the spot. So, and I don't think Geno Smith. As I think about the biggest matchup in this game, Charles Cross and Cornelius Lucas going up against Arik Armstead and Nick Bosa. That is a recipe for disaster for the Seattle Seahawks. So that alone is a reason why I'm picking San Francisco.
Pancakes for dinner out there.
Mac?
I'm going to go with San Francisco, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think for two reasons. It's hard to sweep a team, yet beat them 3 times, and that's what the Niners are going to have to do today. Yeah, it's home field, and it's 7 versus 2, but the Seahawks are also going to be playing super loose. We thought they'd be a top 5 pick preseason, just like how we talked about how the AFC West was going to be super stacked. The Seattle Seahawks ran the table. We thought it'd be Drew Lock leading him to a 2-15 record. Nope. Geno Smith got him into the playoffs, over 500. Make Pete Carroll look like a genius once again. So they're playing with house money, and I think Seahawks fans will be happy even if they lose a close game today. So, yeah, I think the Niners pull away late, but I think it'll be more interesting than people think. But bang, bang, Niner gang. I have them winning the NFC. Sorry, guys.
Just for that. Hold on. Just for that.
23.
So, for me, I'm obviously going 49ers. I'm depressed at you Eagle fans up here that want to take the easy way out, Mitch. You know,
Hey,
I want.
is all good.
No, dude. To
Just
be the
money
best,
is all
you got to.
good.
No, dude. To be the best, you got to beat the best. That's what it is.
All right.
And I'm telling you right now, I don't want no easy way out. If this team's going to win it, fucking do it. You know, there is no excuses. It's only 3 games you got to play. Play them, win them, get it done. I think that the 49ers will win this game. I do agree with Blake, though. I think Seattle has a slim chance. I do not know. The atmosphere is different in the playoffs. I do not know how Purdy is going to handle this. You know, you might get 2 picks from him today. You might not. I have no idea. But the point is, Seattle does have a chance. It just does depend on how Brock Purdy plays. But, yeah, 49ers should have this game.
I got Seattle winning this game.
God damn.
And I
Your reaction was
think
priceless.
it's going to be.
Embrace the big man.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think Seattle wins by like a touchdown or a field goal, but I think Brock Purdy is going to be the friggin' problem. I think he's going to throw a couple of interceptions. He might fumble it. I think him as the quarterback, because how young he is, I think he's going to fail this one. He'll be back next year, but I think that's why the 49ers lose, just on him.
All right.
Man.
Full time. I'm calling you full time on this. If you get this prediction right again,
that was halftime's prediction driving away.
Halftime looks like a biker dude, too.
Oh, that was the 49ers.
Did everyone go? Randy? Did
That
you
was
go?
them
Yeah,
driving down
I got the.
Francisco Hell,
Mac, did you go?
Hell Angels.
Nah,
I got the
not.
Niners.
Mac, go for it, buddy.
The 49ers, man. Christian McCaffrey, is this his first playoff game, I think? Maybe, perhaps?
I think he
Yep,
got
I
one.
think he's going to go out there and
Dino's
show
and
up and just run the
Purdy.
ball.
Yep.
Did he not get in once with Carolina? Wow, poverty.
Yeah, I think he's going to run the ball down the throat.
Sweet.
So I think it's going to be a big Christian McCaffrey day. I think the 49ers are going to just shove him right down Seattle's throat. I know it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but I think 49ers get it done at home in this game.
I want to second that. Yes, the Shanahan-McCaffrey tree is alive and well again. Yet Shanahan had McCaffrey Sr., and now we have Shanahan Jr. having McCaffrey Jr. So let's see that. Let's see that baton passed on. Like AK said, I don't want the fucking easy route. I want those 49ers. So let's go. Let's get these 49ers. Gang, gang, bang, bang.
The dads won Super Bowls though, not the sons. They've lost them both.
Yeah.
Wait, huh?
It's my tribute to Philly halftime. My tribute to Philly halftime right here.
I got my aviators in my car, but I'm not gonna go get them.
All right, so what's the next game?
Chargers and Jaguars. I said Jaguars there for a second.
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Jaguars. Jaguars. Doggy P.
Jaguars.
Chargers.
Wow, no,
I'm going Chargers on this one with Randy.
I trust Brandon Staley.
am
Jaguars.
Going Jaguars with the upset.
I'm going Jaguars.
Really?
WP.
Yep. Coaching is all that matters to me in this game, bro. You got Trevor Lawrence, inexperienced and young, and then you have Justin Herbert, who is young and is still growing. He's not inexperienced. I'm sure if you put them together, you'd probably say you'd take Herbert over Lawrence at this point in their careers, but Lawrence is coming fast, especially now that he has a very good under him. You know, and the thing is, they're playing really good ball right now. And to me, it comes down to the coaches, and I'm taking Dougie P over Staley because Dougie's been there. He's already won a Super Bowl. He knows how to motivate this team and these players, and he'll have his guys on point, bro. I'm not worried about that, but I can't say that for Staley.
I think this will be the best game of the week. I really do. I think these teams match up really well. We saw them play week 3 before the teams really got on track for both squads. And in LA, Jacksonville handed them. That was when we looked at Jacksonville saying, okay, if they string a couple of wins together in division towards the end of the year, they should be a playoff team. And they were. They were able to take care of Josh Dobbs, and the Tennessee Titans sent them home for the winner. And now they get another home playoff game. It's, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert, both of their NFL playoff debuts, some guys that we expect to be in there almost every year for the next decade. They both got long golden locks going for them. And I'm probably going to lean Jaguars, but I kind of want to see the Chargers win because if they do, there's a chance that they play Kansas City a third time. And I don't think Kansas City is going to beat the Chargers a third time. The Chargers kind of handed them 2 wins earlier this year. They play them really tough, the only team in the AFC West to do so. So because of that, I'm going to go Chargers to maybe see if Kansas City gets a little run for their money coming off their bye next week.
Let's go.
But if they lose, Brandon Staley might get fired. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
I
this
prefer
right now,
Staley.
dude. If Jacksonville wins this game, they become a very deadly team in the playoffs.
It shows how bad Urban Meyer was. How good
I'm
Doug
serious
Peterson is.
about that, though. Like they will give teams a run for their money if they win this game.
I'm just glad that there's going to be 2 good teams in the AFC South next year.
Sort of like the
Tennessee
Giants in a
reload.
way. That team that's come out of
Yeah, them.
nowhere, that could be.
You call the Giants though, like you.
I think the Giants and the Jaguars are the 2 teams in the playoffs right now that a lot of teams are worried about because of. But because the coaching right now, the coaching is what puts teams over the top, and the same thing with the Jaguars. When you have good coaching, it's going to make every game you play against give you that advantage. And what do you need the most? You need great coaching to be able to get you over the top, and that's what the Jaguars have with Doug Peterson, who won a Super Bowl. And the Giants have right now with Brian Daboll, Wink Martindale, and Mike Kafka. So that's what makes those 2 teams 2 of the scariest, lower-seeded teams that could potentially go on a run is because of the great coaching they have and how they're really neither one of those teams have a lot of high expectations going into the season, and now they're essentially both playing with house money, and that's a scary thing to deal with, especially if they start, getting a little momentum in the playoffs. So Jaguars, I think, are a very, very scary team to play against. And if the Chargers do win, Blake, I agree with you. I love to see Kansas City go down in the playoffs. I think the Chargers would be a problem for them.
They got to get there first, though.
Yeah.
And then they got to have the 6 or 7 seed not win.
Max?
So
Well, I think the Chargers. I like the Chargers here tonight for a couple of reasons. I mean, we can all agree Staley's an idiot, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he's an idiot that has a lot of really good talent on that team that can still overcome his shortcomings as a coach. I think Justin Herbert takes that next step tonight, that next step to greatness, because this kid is the real deal. No matter how you feel about him, he's the real thing. He ain't nothing fake. Justin Herbert is the dude. He's that dude. He can get it done, absolutely. And I think Austin Eckler is an underrated weapon in the league still. I feel like people still don't really give him the credit he quite deserves. So I just believe right now both of these teams are coming to the playoffs, but I think the Chargers are a little hotter. And I think those off-season moves they made are going to finally pay off a little bit. I mean, we thought they made moves that were like championship-type moves, like we're serious about winning it all, not like just we want to win the division or we want to just get to the playoffs. They made moves that they were serious about winning it all, and I think that might start paying off this week. And they could be, like I said, that sneaky hot team that came in just hot and was able to make it run all the way through. So I like the Chargers tonight.
And Rashawn Slater's come back too.
Sneaky move too, real quickly. Yeah, I was about to say that. Rashawn Slater, left tackle, is coming back for this game. So that's a monster addition to the Chargers offensive line against those young pass rushers. So that's a big addition to get Rashawn Slater back at the left tackle for the Chargers.
And then you'll have Bosa and Mack on both sides.
Exactly.
And I like something Max said too is, Eckler. Eckler is very underrated. And you know what? That's what's going to be the X factor in this game is Eckler and ETN. Those two are going to decide the fate of this game. Whoever has the biggest game or the biggest impact is who's going to win. I think it comes down to Eckler and ETN.
Eckler had 915 rushing yards.
I think that pass
722 receiving. So he's going to be a big vocal point for that offense.
I think that Jaguars pass rush could be also a factor in this game too, with Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. If they can start applying enough pressure and make it uncomfortable for Justin Herbert, that could also be a deciding factor. So look out for those Jaguars pass rushers. Josh Allen has started up with Jaguars at the defensive end position, so that could also be a factor going in.
He's the reason they won that game versus Tennessee. He forced those 2 fumbles.
And their corners
Trevor
are
didn't play
playing really good too. They have some.
We got to give Josh Allen credit.
factor.
Josh
Mike
Allen's working
Williams
overtime to get 2 teams in the playoffs, so got to give him extra credit.
For these 2 games, though, just today, what do you guys plan on each doing? Are you guys going to cook out? Are you going to be with family? Are you going out with friends? What's everyone doing for the playoff games
I'm ready to
today?
go to work in a couple
Jeff and I are
hours.
streaming both of them.
Oh,
damn, Mac.
Dang, Mac.
I'm streaming both games. So
Yeah, Jeff and I are
Jeff and
streaming
Mick
both.
are
I'm
streaming
pretty
both
good
games.
teams as well. I got to know what's going on with Seattle and 49ers.
Well,
First game I'll have
actually-
on in the background. Second game I'll probably go eat dinner with friends and watch it somewhere.
Nice.
Well, actually,
friends.
I'll probably be home by about the early fourth quarter. The Jacksonville, the Chargers later on.
Oh, damn.
Huh?
Anybody else for Chargers? Jaguars?
I'll do that tonight. Yeah, I'm doing that tonight.
I guess the next game, the 1:00 game tomorrow, is Dolphins-Bills. I really wish Teddy or Tua were playing. Because the two times these teams played, they were close. But, it's not close anymore. Yeah,
Next.
20. I do want to say one thing, though, about this divisional rivalry. There's going to be 1 year where the NFL
They're playing with house money. What's that?
There's going to be 1 year where the NFL schedule writers mess up this rivalry one year where they're going to put this game in Buffalo in September and it's going to be like 65 degrees, and they're going to put it in Miami in late November and it's going to be like 65 degrees, and it's going to get rid of the fun of them playing in 100-degree weather in one place and 35-degree snowing weather in the other location, which makes this divisional matchup so interesting. One year they're going to mess it up where it's going to be like, meh, 65.
That would be a Roger Goodell right there.
Yeah.
Wait, I actually
Bills
have
by
good-
Yeah,
20.
that'd be a Roger
I actually
Goodell
have
move.
good
But I
news.
think the Bills are playing. What's that?
What? No, you go.
Go ahead, Jeff.
His mic's just behind. That's all.
What's your good? No, your good news. We're waiting for your good news.
Oh yeah. DeMar Hamlin was visiting the team today.
Yes,
That's what's up.
Amazing.
definitely what's up.
Truly
Go ahead.
amazing.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's what I
That is
think. The Bills.
happening.
The Bills are now the team of destiny. They're the team of destiny right now. Everybody's going to be rooting for the Bills this offseason, and you know they're going to be riding high with the whole DeMar Hamlin situation. Now the fact he's back with the team. I mean, this is going to be an absolutely nuts Buffalo Bills crowd over there today. And I think Miami is just – they are running into the definition of a
tomorrow.
buzzsaw.
Tomorrow.
Without Tua and obviously even without Bridgewater, I think this could get ugly. This could be the ugliest game of this entire week. I think that Buffalo is going to just destroy Miami.
Whoever
this
got
week. I think it's going to
in
get
that
ugly.
7 seed.
Bills.
If it was Pittsburgh that got in, if it was New England that got in, whoever got this seed is kind of going to get shellacked around by Buffalo. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess
And
the
then
next game
last-
is Minnesota and New
Chance.
York, right?
You got
Giants.
Miami's got to be able to score points, and they
Yeah.
don't have that ability right now.
I'll take the Giants.
Yeah.
Damn.
We'll have the Vikings.
Yeah, I
we'll
got
have
the
Jeff
Giants,
and
too.
Matt go last.
I got those
Yeah,
G-men.
Man,
Giants.
That's the only time I'm picking y'all, Jeff and Mac. Giants.
I think
There's
the-
only
I
one.
don't
There's
know.
only one reason why I'm picking the Giants, and that's because Kirk Cousins plays for the other team.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not 1 o'clock.
Tap,
It'll
tap,
be
tap.
what, 6:30 game?
I got the Giants because I truly like the Giants' defense. I've been saying that all year. That their defense actually keeps them in the games a lot. So I think Kirk Cousins is going to throw a couple of picks. So and Giants defense, everybody got to really look at their defense right now. They've been actually stepping up.
People had been saying the Vikings were frauds throughout most of the year, that their 11-0 record in one-score games looks really interesting. And I know they about choked that game away to New York a couple weeks ago when they played late in the season. But just to be different, I'm going to say Minnesota, but I would not be surprised if I was wrong at all. You guys, for the two Giants people up here, you guys have played great this year. I know Jeff called the shot saying that he was ready for a good Giants team. He got that this year, and who knows? Last time you guys snuck in the playoffs, scary things happened. So we'll see if you guys pull out that W tomorrow night. I would not be surprised if I'm wrong, but I'll say skull for diversity.
Oh, Blake, I just realized your team's the only one not in the playoffs. I just realized.
Oh
And it's crazy. The Giants and the Vikings did already face each other, correct? In December, right there,
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, and they almost beat them.
Steve.
And it
Minnesota
was at the
about the end
Vikings
of the
game, so
game.
they're going back to Minnesota. They've already been there. Their whole team is already warmed up to the field because they've got that this year experience. I really do believe the Giants have a better chance here. I really think this is going to be an upset on the Vikings. Watch out.
Adam
Daniel
Thielen better be
Jones.
ready to play because Justin Jefferson's going to get triple teamed. Like if Adam Thielen's not ready, it's over because it's not going to be 1 o'clock for Kirk Cousins and company. So
Yeah, but Adam Thielen, he lost a step or two.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
if
he's
he doesn't
fucking
have a good
old.
game, it's over.
I think what is y'all's take on McKinney and Love? Do you think
Huh?
they could have a big game? Because you guys really need to have your safeties on point against the Vikings.
He's talking to you, Jeff, and you, Matt.
Look, here's what's going down.
Mac, you wanna start it off?
Here's what's going down. The New York Giant pass rush is going to absolutely harass Kirk Cousins. It's going to force those very regular Kirk Cousins mistakes we've all gotten used to. It's going to force that to happen. And Daniel Jones offensively destroyed his defense a couple of weeks ago on Christmas Eve. Absolutely destroyed his defense. And had it not been for a few miscues by his playmakers, it would have been even worse. So, point blank, it's going to still repeat itself because, like, the Minnesota Vikings' best approach in this game would be to try to run Dalvin Cook right down our throat because our biggest weakness is our run defense, is our rush defense. So, but they're going to get away from that because last game for absolutely nothing. Because when you got one of the best receivers in the league, you just can't help yourself but to try to keep forcing the ball to him. But that's where when you were talking about McKinney and Love back there, that's where they're gonna come into play because those guys are gonna be back there making plays and maybe get a couple picks, man. We'll see. But Kirk Cousins he's gonna be the reason Minnesota takes his L because we're gonna get to him, we're gonna harass him, and we're gonna force him to make all those key mistakes, and it's going down just like that. And then we got another guy on offense named Mr. Barkley who got a little restless last week, and he's ready to go chomping at the bit.
Wants that contract too.
That's what's going. That's how it's going. Absolutely.
Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that gives me the most confidence, and here's another nugget too. The Minnesota Vikings are going to be without their starting right tackle, Brian O'Neill, who was put on injured reserve. Who is Brian O'Neill going to go against? Kayvon Thibodeau, who has really started to come on recently and is showing the reason why the Giants drafted him at number 5 in the NFL draft this past April. So that guy is going to have a beast of a matchup over on the inside. You also have Dexter Lawrence, who's having an all-pro type season, second-team all-pro at the defensive tackle position. The pressure he can have up the middle. The Giants' pass rush is going to get up the middle and is going to harass Kirk Cousins. The one little worry is not the run. It's not even just the running game. T.J. Hawkinson and K.J. Osborne over the middle of the field because the Giants do struggle in the middle of the field in terms of their coverage. And the slot cornerback with Darnay Holmes and their linebackers, they're going to try to go to T.J. Hawkinson, who killed the Giants the first time they played him. And K.J.
But that first
Osborne
time
was very quiet. It's not going to be
that
Thielen.
first time,
It's
Jeff,
going to
there
be
was no
Osborne and
McKinney
it's
out
going to be
there.
Hawkinson.
So that's the difference right there. That's a big X factor of a difference.
That's true, but I mean,
McKinney wasn't
we have
out
to-
there. I get it. I respect it. I understand where you're coming from. But Hawkinson, I can't expect him to have a game anywhere close because he did. He tore us up on Christmas Eve, man. I can't even imagine a repeat of that with McKinney back out on the field. Matter of fact, the New York Giants starting defense is back on the field, period, for the first time in weeks because Adoree Jackson is ready to go too.
That's
Full
true. We don't have an
practice
injury at
yesterday.
all. We're all ready to go.
So
Adoree
the New
Jackson's
York
a
Giants
major-
starting defense is
kickoff.
back for the first time in weeks. So I'm trying to. It's going down just like that. And hopefully Stanford can take care of their business and we can come see y'all in Philly at the link and get an TV team again. Y'all getting the real guys, the varsity
Hey,
team.
just remember, the champs will be waiting.
That's fine. Wait all you want because we're probably going to be seeing you in a couple of weeks. And it's
So,
going to
so
be a very
pretty
good
much what
matchup. And
these
like
two
Mac said,
gentlemen are saying is they're going to go into Minnesota and they're going to get that booty clapped.
see, the one thing that does worry me, and Mac, you have to admit it, everybody is riding high on the Giants right now. Everybody is picking the Giants to win this game. That's the thing that worries me a
Nobody
little bit.
believes in Kirk
is that
Cousins.
exactly.
you can't trust
and
Kirk
that
Cousins.
gives me a little bit of pause. But the thing
Why are
that
people
also
trusting
gets me
Daniel
excited
Jones
for
more
this
than
game,
Kirk Cousins, though?
Why?
because
Because
Daniel
Kirk
Jones
Cousins
has
is a
that little
noodle.
extra additive that Kirk Cousins doesn't have, and that's the ability to run the football. Daniel
Yes.
Jones has the ability to run with the ball in his hands. Read options, passes to the outside, hitting those short passes over the middle. You have him and Barkley in the backfield, and also an X factor in this game. Watch out for Isaiah Hodgins, Daniel Bellinger, and Richie James. And even if you want to throw out Darius Slayton, these guys, they're unheralded group. They're not great, but at the same time, they're starting to make plays out there on the football field. And you know that Minnesota secondary is not good. Their secondary is pitiful. Also, another underrated matchup, Evan Neal going against Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith. If Evan Neal can have a good game, and he did have a minor ankle injury he suffered at practice at Thursday, so I guess you can monitor that even though it's not going to hamper him. But that, to me, is also going to be a big-time matchup in terms of, like, protecting Daniel Jones. If Evan Neal can hold up on the outside, I really believe that Daniel Jones is going to get it going in the run game along with Barkley, and he's going to start hitting some of those passes on the outside, and they will take a deep shot to Slayton, Hodgins, James, and who even knows? Maybe number 19, the stiff, who actually caught a touchdown. I can't believe it. Will actually get a play out there too to maybe see if he can get a big play for the Giants. So that I think is a major X factor.
I think Kenny Galladay is going to have a big day.
Weak secondary.
I think Kenny Galladay is going to have 5 touchdowns.
I have to see it to
I would
believe
do
it,
it.
but I might fall out of my seat. if it happens.
I want Kenny Galladay to have over 100 yards, 5 touchdowns, and we'll see.
You know,
I guess the second.
Oh, I can't take you seriously when you say that.
He's going to need to do that to stay on this fucking team.
How many
He's
more
not.
catches does
He's
he
done.
need to get?
He's done after this year.
I know.
He's not.
So I guess
he had
Hey,
6
hey,
catches
hey,
for like
no.
81
Let's be
touchdowns
real,
this year.
though, Jeff. If he came
I
out
know.
there and had 140 yards and 5 touchdowns, he'd make you question it for a second. Like, be real. He would. You'd be like, well, no.
I'd have to see it. I have to see it, but if he does, AK, I think Mac and I and other Giants fans might be blown out of our seat if he actually does that. So we're not expecting it, but could happen in the playoffs. So
We're talking about
this one Bengals.
Oh.
If Lamar played, I would say it's closer, but with him at him, I'm going with the Bengals.
Bengals.
Everyone goes
Bengals.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Kind of like what we talked
ain't
about
even
earlier.
that good.
Yeah.
Joe
Burrow.
And we talked about it
Let's
earlier.
get to the next game, which we should call. We should call the next shift Randy game, and that's his favorite quarterback, Tom Brady, against his favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys.
This game's actually going to be canceled. They're going to actually
Thomas
just gonna
Edward
cancel this game.
Patrick Jr. They're not going to cancel. Tom Brady going to win, and I get to play my clip. Tom Brady.
So the league's actually going to cancel this game. They're going to find some kind of tampering going on with Tom Brady and his cheatiness. And then the Dallas Cowboys won't have anybody to play, so nobody cares about them anyway. So they'll just cancel this game entirely, so we don't have to worry about it, guys. This one's not even real.
I got the Cowboys. I think Tampa has
game.
not looked great down the stretch. I think that Dallas has finally found a matchup where they can do enough. I know that they got slapped around by Washington last week, and that's usually what you see out of them in the wild card or divisional round at max. But I think that woke them up a little bit. I think they'll be able to do just enough against a really, really bad coached Buccaneers team. And as long as Brady doesn't have like 380 yards passing, I think the Cowboys find a way.
How many
good news
interceptions?
Mitch, it'll be good because the good news is the Cowboys get to face the 49ers.
I really want
How
to see them
many
play you guys the third time. I want to see Dak and Jalen Hurts play instead of Cooper and Gardner
don't
Minshew.
want-
I want
they
to see
don't
you guys
want
play Dak and Jalen.
How
Yeah,
many
what's that?
interceptions is Dak going to throw? Let's go over under.
5.
I got 3.
2.
I got 3.
I got
three.
one.
I got
think-
two and one's a pick six.
I think Tony Pollard has a
I'm
game.
gonna make
I
Cole
think
mad.
he's
Say
for
that
a
again.
Hey,
contract.
Cole.
Six for him.
Hey, Cole Cowboy. I'm gonna make you mad. I got 10.
I got Tony Pollard playing for a contract. Zeke being a little in
10
zone
picks?
merch, gets a couple big first downs, and
Yes.
Cowboys win.
He's kidding, obviously.
CD Lamb's playing for a
Mitch, like-
contract
Of course
too.
I'm kidding.
CD's going to get
Yeah,
paid
that's true.
eventually.
Yeah, Blake.
Yeah, Mitch, you were saying earlier how my team's the only one that's not in the playoffs, and maybe it's why I'm able to look at it, without seeing the point of view. Like, I want my team to have this matchup, so I want this matchup to happen
Right.
because. So I'm just looking
Yeah.
at it from a straight dance perspective, like I did last year,
So-
last couple of years.
I'm just curious.
Man,
what
I gotta
pick
be
do you guys
honest.
have in the draft?
8th.
What pick?
8th.
Oh, you have 8. Okay.
Yeah, Carolina had the better strength of.
Man, I got to be honest.
Strength of opponents, so they're 9th and we're 8th. Same record. Go ahead.
Gotcha.
I would really love to play Dallas again. I would love for the Giants to play Dallas again because I think if we played them this time, we get them. I do. I
No,
think we played
how would that-
competitive with
how
them
would
against the
that
first
work?
time. If Galladay
Yeah, that has
would
to
have
be an NFC
passed,
championship, right?
Yeah, you have to play him in a championship game, right?
probably.
And that means Philly and
Yeah, and we've
San Fran
actually
would
played
both
well
play.
against Dallas in the playoffs. Last time we played them, remember? 2007? So
Yeah.
I'd love
Calm
to get
down,
Dallas
Jeff.
one more time in the playoffs. I don't know if it
Calm
happened,
down.
but-
Calm down.
Hey,
Oh, no. I'm not calming down. I'm playing money, so I'm going to be boisterous on this one. It's house money, and I think the Giants are going to surprise some people this year.
Hey, you were right about the regular season. Now come the real year.
Well, I like the Cowboys tomorrow,
House money,
man. I like Monday night. I think what's going to happen. I think the Cowboys pass rush is going to get to Tom Brady early. It's going to get to him often, and I think it's just going
What
to
up, normal guy?
completely.
What's
throw
up,
it
normal
off,
guy?
man. I just think Tom
What up,
Brady's too
normal
much
guy?
of a statue, especially at this point. I know he gets about his hand quick, but that Buccaneers offense, there's been just so many miscues all season long. They notoriously get off the slow
line's
starts. They can't afford to do that here against the Cowboys, right? And I just think the Cowboys are actually, I know they're coming off a kind of embarrassing loss a week ago against Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders, but I think they do turn it around this week and
You
go
mean
to Tampa Bay and knock the
Howell?
Bucks off, man.
Hold on. We got a question for
And
you,
Mark, and no, I don't. No, I think the 49ers are going to beat the Seahawks. Even though it's like a downpour over there in San Francisco, running game is going to be the reason why. Even though Seattle can run the football too with Walker. Remember, Elijah Mitchell's coming back in that game too. So it's not just Christian McCaffrey. You got Mitchell and you got Samuel there too. So they got three guys that can run the football, and they're very, very dynamic on offense. As long as Purdy doesn't, turn into a 7th-round pick out of Ohio State and turn the ball over the place, San Francisco is the most deadly team right now.
And Neymar, if you want to go back after the show ends, it's going to be on all our channels. If you want to go back and hear the 2 hours of football we talked before getting to the playoff picks, feel free. We talked about every game and everything in the NFL for a while. So, we'll plug.
And we made fun of the Cowboys for like. 10,
By the way, I'm
15
picking the Bucks. I'm picking the Bucks.
Yeah,
I think the Bucks are going to win. I don't trust the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to these playoff games. I think Tom Brady's going to do enough. He's going to try to get the ball out quickly and negate that Dallas Cowboys pass rush. I mean, trade Trayvon Diggs against Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. I'm taking Mike Evans and Chris Godwin because they have the playoff experience and they've gotten it done in the playoffs multiple years in a row. So I'm taking those guys, and I think the Bucks defense will do enough. And I think Dak Prescott's going to throw a pick. He's going to throw and turn the ball over at one of these crucial moments to cost the Cowboys. So I think in the end, it's going to be Tampa Bay. It's going to win this one by a field goal.
Hey, Brady's losing to the Falcons. He can lose to anybody. So.
20, 20,
Okay.
28,
Good job. One out of how many?
28-17 Tampa.
Hey, we beat him in the
when
Super
did
Bowl.
Isaiah Hodgins get hurt?
With the backup quarterback.
So you're saying we should have started Matt Schaub and we would have beat him? Damn.
Yes.
After our quarterback basically won the MVP, like Carson Wentz almost did too. Didn't he win MVP that year?
No.
No.
He did not? Okay, never mind.
No.
I know he was
I put
going
a
to.
He was on his way, and then he got hurt.
Well, he got hurt, and then that's what
That's
he when he tore his ACL, that's why he couldn't get it.
Yeah, Matt Ryan won it that year too when
Wait.
Shanahan and Quinn pulled their.
Wasn't last week when Dak tried to throw a pass, it was almost picked off, and then he did the same exact throw, and it was picked off the next time?
It was
Yes.
the same exact play.
It was the same exact play.
It was the same exact play.
Kevin
Why would
Burkhardt
you
was
do
like,
the
"Oh,
same
and that
play?"
one is intercepted."
Yeah, that's right, Mike. I remember that. That was funny.
I didn't learn my lesson. I'm going to do the same play again. Pick six.
I got
And y'all are sitting
for
here,
a long time too. All the missed PATs.
and we're supposed to sit here and pick Dallas. Yeah, no thanks.
No,
I
I
got
got
the
Bucks.
Buccaneers.
I don't trust Dallas.
I would never
Sorry,
pick New Orleans.
not doing
So I understand y'all's point of
Not
view.
doing it.
I would never pick New Orleans or
Not doing
Tampa.
it.
So
Yeah, well, that
I
makes
got the
sense for you.
Buccaneers. I like their running. They got a good running game, and you look at their wide receivers. And I think Tom Brady's gonna throw for like 400 yards, and I think Dak Prescott's gonna have a couple interceptions.
How ironic would it be if Blake's old terrific wide receiver Julio Jones has a game?
he played 0 snaps versus the Falcons this year. I don't want to hear it. He was scared of us.
Bro, you played half a season and lead the NFL in interceptions. Like, come on, man. You can't be that fucking like, yeah, we're gonna win.
I mean, Jeff Julio's just not who he was. He's been ever
Julio-
since that
No.
Kyle Shanahan offense. He's been brittle. So I mean, I don't think he intentionally didn't play us this year, but in Julio fashion, he misses 6, 7, 8 games every year nowadays. And that's why the Titans dumped him after a year, and that's why he missed, a chunk of the season and made Mike Evans have to do a lot more, and he struggled because of it.
Yeah, but he's getting old too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's getting old.
Like, what,
he's
33,
no longer
34 now?
Yeah, him and AB are no longer what the top 2 receivers, which was the debate 6 or 7 years ago. Both of them are about out of the league.
Well, you can thank Vontae Burfict for AB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
You can
AJ
thank
Green
Steve
too.
You can thank Steve Sarkisian for Julio.
Yeah. No, that Burfict hit on him in the playoffs, bro. That from that moment on, AB declined mentally and physically.
Put that crap on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love how Burfict sat there that fucking day after, and he was like, "Oh, he was fine. He was playing and laughing. He was acting." It's like, bro, no, he fucking wasn't.
No, he
Steelers
wasn't.
still won
Perfect.
that
You
game,
literally decapitated that poor guy.
Yeah, dude. Like, let's not play. He's like, "Oh, he'll be playing next week." No, he fucking didn't.
No,
You lit that man up.
You literally knocked the hell out. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That would have been on
Wasn't
remember the show back in the day called Jacked Up? That would have been on Jacked
Yeah.
Up. The way Burfict
No,
hit Antonio Brown. in that playoff.
I'm
missed
telling
that.
you right now, and I will stand to it this day. I believe Vontae Burfict was the most dirtiest player in the NFL ever.
Probably.
Yeah. He got
Ever.
suspended how many times? Like what, 4 or 5 times?
4 or
during his
5
career?
times, yeah.
And then he
Remember-
went to the Raiders.
Remember
Yeah.
the one time, I think it was Greg Olson, when they were playing and the ball was thrown on the right side of the field. Burfict tackled Greg Olson and ripped his ankle, and they were on the left side of the field. The play wasn't even brought to their side, and he tackles Greg Olson and like rips his ankle and shit. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? You're just trying to deliberately hurt people at this point.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burfict was a completely dirty player on the football field all the time.
Hell of
That's
a
why he fit in so
linebacker.
perfectly with the Raiders.
Hell of a linebacker, though. He could
Oh
play.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Wasn't that
was
the
very
same
good.
offseason? The same year that he hit AB and caused some of that CTE that we all can think. Wasn't that the same offseason where Le'Veon Bell started becoming the diva too, saying, I hope they don't franchise tag me. I'm a rapper. And it was
Well, Le'Veon Bell screwed himself. He screwed
It was the
himself
beginning of
when he
the end now.
decided to take a year off. When Le'Veon Bell decided to take a year off, he screwed his own career. Because what he last, like a year or so in the Jets? And then after
In
that, he
Kansas
pretty much
City
was
and-
getting bounced around from team to team. I mean,
He was
that
like RB3 in that
Le'Veon Bell
Kansas
was a
City team.
terrific Exactly. He was a terrific running back for so many years, and he decided, well, I'm not going to play on the franchise tag. I'm going to take a year off. That really did that pretty much destroyed his career after that.
I don't know what he saw.
Well,
in the Jets.
and let's be
when they had the
honest,
killer
too.
bees.
Let's
Yeah.
be honest, dude. This coming from a stoner. He liked his
And they got knocked out in boxing.
the
Yes, he did.
So did
Yeah.
Martavius Bryant.
Like, dude, the kid was suspended every
Josh
year for the
Gordon.
first 4 games because of marijuana every year. Like he that's what he did, which I think was stupid. In fact, we need to get rid of that rule in the NFL. These guys should be able to smoke weed if they want. So what if they do? Because
Rodgers is
it's not to me, and this is the way I look at it. It is not a performing enhancing drug. You're not going to get any performance enhancing out of it. In fact, if anything, these guys are just going to get the munchies and get bigger. So I mean, like, they need to stop with the marijuana thing, bro. Like, you guys need to push that out of the way. If they pop, they pop. It is what it is. It's not affecting them.
No. AK, look what it did to Martavius Bryant. How good that guy was over there with Pittsburgh. He was a 6'4" downfield threat down the sidelines when he was complimenting Antonio Brown, and he got busted multiple times for smoking weed, and the guy was out of the league. I mean,
Yeah.
same thing with Josh
And
Gordon
then
and even
Josh
Randy
Gordon,
Gregory.
yeah.
A lot of those guys at that time were getting popped for that. Yeah, Josh Gordon
Gordon
got busted multiple times.
How many times did Gordon go to rehab, get out, and within 2 games get suspended again?
I can count 3 years straight
He
at least.
suspended 4.
Because he got suspended
Yeah,
for the
like 3,
Browns.
4
He got
times.
suspended
Bryant,
at the
too.
Pats. He got suspended with the Seahawks. That's 3
Patriots.
teams. He got suspended with the Patriots. Yeah, dude, and that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you're suspending guys over nothing. It's dumb. Just let it go.
Guys, it just came across my phone. Kingsbury to Thailand. Ex-Cardinals head coach reportedly got a one-way ticket, not interested in 2023 coaching gig. He gone.
Who?
Okay. Good. Goodbye.
Uh,
Arizona's another
Kingsbury,
mess over
Cardinal.
there.
Oh. Yeah. He's
What
out
the
of
hell
gonna
is
be
that
Kyler Murray
organization
there
going to
next
do
year.
now?
They already paid Kyler Murray.
Is he going to play?
Kyler?
He might not even
Probably.
play next year. Maybe
I
like
mean, I don't know
half
why
the
he
season
wouldn't.
because, well, he's got
He'll play at least.
coming back from a torn ACL. The guy's going to be missing at least half the season. He's not going to be back immediately.
Then maybe he
He'll
won't if
At
they're
least
like
start the
1-8.
season on the pup.
So I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at,
I can see
look at it from
Arizona having a trying season.
let's
And
look at it.
they
from
want
the
to get rid of
2024
Hop,
perspective.
D-Hop.
Oh yeah, D Hop's out of there.
hmm And no more Watt too. Watt retired as well, so that's a defensive piece going from there.
They got a couple of young pieces on the offense, or on the defensive side. But let's look at it from the 2024 perspective. They'll probably have a second-year head coach, and Kyler will be back. It's probably literally just going to be Kyler Murray and some of those young defensive pieces. And Kyler already has some issues as a quarterback. He's not perfect. He's okay, but I mean, there's every couple of games he makes a
No.
mistake. Or everybody's like, "What are you doing?" So, yeah, they already paid him, so he's there for the next whatever years. They're stuck. He's not terrible though.
I'm going to say the hot take right here. Daniel Jones was the best quarterback coming out of 2019. Everybody says it's Kyler Murray at number 1. Daniel Jones was the best quarterback coming out of that draft. However you want to spin it. Plain and
Hey,
simple.
we got 2 first-round linemen.
He's just
Caleb
more of a
McGarry and
consistent
Chris
guy, and he's got more of a head on his shoulder than Kyler Murray does. So I'm not even afraid to admit that. However you feel about Daniel Jones, I think he's better than Kyler Murray.
Kyler gets to spend the whole next year playing Warzone 2, the new Call of Duty. He's chilling.
He can play with Ben Simmons.
Yeah. I find it so funny
Yeah.
how much you
Yeah,
guys
he
love Ben
can.
Simmons and Carson Wentz and how that went to crap within 16
Yeah,
months.
I know.
Well, I have to like him. I have to like him. But he's on my
Yep.
team.
He
Like,
passed
they don't like
out
Marcus
of a layup.
Bradford and Okafor.
Blake,
Oh, wow.
Ben Simmons passed out of a layup against the Celtics the other night.
I saw that. Yeah.
Chad,
I watch
Chad,
almost
I
every
don't
national team in the
understand.
NBA,
Chad, I
though.
don't understand why you guys need him. Chad, you don't need DeAndre Hopkins. You already got 2 good wide receivers.
No,
Deontay
Steelers
Johnson
don't
and
need
George
him.
Pickens.
No.
You don't really need a wide receiver.
Deontay
You
Johnson
need
has no
offensive line
hands.
help.
No,
You
in,
need
in
offensive
all
line.
honesty,
Yeah,
if
his hands are
there's one,
suspect, but he's a game breaker.
if there is
They-
one place I see him going, and I know it might be a little ridiculous, but I think it might be Green Bay.
I think he's going to us.
No,
I have a
dude,
feeling
because
that DeAndre
I think
Hopkins
they're
is gonna
going to
be
go
giant.
get him for Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good
Holy
possibility.
fuck.
I also see the ability
He
for
might
the
go to the
Giants.
Saints too.
Nah, I don't see that one. They already have Olave and Michael Thomas.
Fuck
They already
the
have
Saints.
issues with. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think.
I think it's
fuck
more
the
of
Saints.
where
They're gonna
Aaron
get rid of
Rodgers
Michael
wants
Thomas.
to
He
go.
wants out.
Aaron Rodgers is going to come back again. He's got 2 more years on that contract. He's going to come back for 1 more. They're going to 5th year
Yeah.
Jordan Love and go from there.
always
But I
thought
do
D-Hop
see
to the Texans. No.
that
How
would be
ironic
funny.
would that be? That would be funny.
I think that'd be like James Harden going back to Houston this offseason. We'll be like, what are you doing? Like, you just wanted to get out of
You
there.
know, what would actually be an intriguing
Sorry,
place.
sorry, Angel.
Tennessee. How about DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans? They need a wide receiver to replace AJ Brown's production. You put him out there as that big bodied wide receiver.
If the Titans are
Well,
healthy
they
next year and
definitely
they
use
add
him,
this
too.
offseason,
You guys
yeah, the
need a
Titans-
wide receiver more.
The
Actually,
Titans will be back.
No,
They
I'll
need to
take
get
that
their
back.
quarterback
No, we do.
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Titans
Need
will
a
be back
quarterback
next year. if they
situation
help.
in
I
check,
think
though.
the Titans need a wide
I
receiver
think they're
more
rolling.
than
I think they're running with Malik Willis, Mac. I think they're going to run with Malik Willis for at least a year and give that kid a shot. I think Tannehill's
I think
toast
Ritter's
over
better
there
than
in
Lewis.
Tennessee.
Willis.
Oh, really?
I don't disagree. I think Ritter's an underrated quarterback. I think he is. I think a lot of people underrated how good this quarterback class could be. Although Ritter's looked pretty solid. Pickett showed me something the way he played in Pittsburgh. I think
Pickett looked
Howell's
really
got some nice ability. I want to see Corral next year with the Panthers, how he looks. I think this quarterback class was not as bad as everybody advertised it to be. Is it great? No. But I don't think it's as terrible as people said.
All these guys
it
are going to
was,
be in the
'cause
league.
Some
for
of these
a while,
guys
backers.
have some potential.
Yeah, they're all going to be back.
I think Pickett's going to be pretty good.
Pickett looks
I
really
think
good. That was
Pickett's
the
going to be a
perfect
pretty
pick
good
for Pittsburgh.
quarterback with
I
Pittsburgh.
like Pickett.
Yeah.
They all wanted
I
him,
think
and they
Pickett's
got
going
him.
to be a pretty good quarterback. Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking
And
of Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh's another
someone said a
team.
second ago. Go ahead.
Oh, DeAndre Hopkins? They don't need him.
Yeah. Well,
I
to
don't think they
speak
need
on
him.
it, you know how? Do you guys remember that Chase Claypool trade? The Bears did
Yeah.
nothing with
Yes.
him. I mean, that's kind of what was
How you doing,
expected.
Chad?
But they traded him their second round pick, and there's only 31 first round picks this year because of the Dolphin scandal. So the Steelers have the first pick in the second round. So I'm not saying they're going to get DeAndre Hopkins, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers in that 32nd pick took the best player available and just got another athlete on that team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they took like
get
the
another
best
wide
receiver.
receiver.
Because Deontay Johnson has no hands.
I could see it.
Pickens is only a year one guy. Claypool was out of there before he really found himself. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they took like another wide receiver because Frymuth's the tight end. He can't receive every ball. So
and you got Harris in the backfield.
Who's the best receiver in this draft class? I've been hearing
Quentin Johnson probably. Quentin Johnson's probably the best from TCU, or you could say like Addison. You could say Hyatt from Tennessee is pretty good. There's quite a few good wide receivers in this draft. I don't know if they're as good as. Yeah, it's more of a defensive class and quarterback heavy. Wide receivers are probably not to level as a couple of years. The past couple of years,
what's up, Hayden?
The NFL have been just stellar.
Yo, Hayden, if you want to pop in, man, I'll send you the link.
Oh, what's up, JC Sports Talk?
It's probably
coming in.
Sports Talk. What's
up?
What's up, JC? I don't think there's like a Devontae Smith, a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson, like a Jalen Waddle type wide receiver in this draft class. But there's a lot of solid options there that could potentially develop into a number one receiver overall.
Hey.
So we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I think
can't
that
wait
Quentin
for
Johnson
John
could be a
Mechie
guy.
next year, man.
Yo, what up?
I can't wait for John Mechie next year.
What up, Lou? Man, we're getting everybody today.
I'm hoping Kyle Pitts gets catches next year, and I'm chilling.
Kyle Pitts is he is such a beast on that team. If that guy can stay healthy, he's a dynamic tight end.
Yeah, I think we'll probably sign a wide receiver 3 in free agency because we have like $95 million. And then you got him, you got London, you got Pitts, you got our little guys like Alameda Zaccheaus. Patterson gets to go back to the passing game a little bit more next year because Algier looks like a running back one of the future. So he'll be able to be back in that
where
wide
the hell
back
did that
role.
kid come from?
BYU,
Where did
he was
Algier
the
come
number.
from? I've never heard of it.
BYU. He was Zach Wilson's running back.
Season. He
was
had a
Zach
terrific
Wilson's running
season
back.
for the Falcons. That's
He
amazing.
looks great. We
Kudos
finally
to you
nailed
guys.
that late round.
Kudos
pick
to you
for
guys. I
running
love
back.
your head coach.
I do too.
I love your I love your coach. I think Arthur
just gotta
Smith is a very underrated head coach.
I love it, man. I think we're gonna be NFL. I think we're gonna be a playoff team next year.
Oh, thank you. I just changed it. I'm in Philly now.
We just gotta fill our trenches, Jeff. Get better on the O line, get better on the D line as usual, but fill them up. Go quantity over quality in the free agency. Don't get ourselves back in cap hell because some contracts.
Hey, happy birthday, Hayden.
Go from there. Hey, yeah. Oh yeah, he's finally drinking legally.
No doubt about it. Happy birthday, Hayden. We'll be talking a lot about the Mets this year. Maybe a championship.
Something funny?
Yeah, keep laughing. Keep laughing. Go ahead.
Funny about that. I ain't saying anything funny about that.
Oh, what up, Lester?
Yeah.
10.5.
What's up?
Yeah, what up, man?
Okay.
What's up, Lester?
Well, there's nothing funny about a maybe.
Hey.
I got links in the chat for all our channels. Make sure you make the rounds and drop a like for all the videos. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Legally.
Make sure you
Yeah,
order yourself a
I got a
down
question,
golf cart
too.
shot.
What?
Regarding the NFL draft, do you guys think that the Chicago Bears are going to remain at number one, or do you think they're going to trade back and they believe in Justin Fields enough to trade back and gather some more picks and have
They should.
somebody trade
they
up
should
to
still-
number one to get Bryce or
They should still
CJ
remain
Stroud?
at number one.
If
Unless
they
somebody
trade,
really gives them something.
yeah. If they trade, it's gonna be later in the offseason. It's gonna be after the coaching carousel and after we see the playoffs and after some free agency. It's gonna be like last minute if they trade.
Like unless somebody really wants one of those quarterbacks so
Yeah, I think
desperately.
like Mac was gonna say. I think they should just hold on to it unless someone's gonna blow them out of the water with some crazy
They will.
package where they're like,
I think they
it'd
will.
be
Absolutely.
stupid not to. Yeah.
Guys, I think they
Anderson.
will.
'Cause the Bears-
I think
the Bears-
it's gonna be crazy
look,
enough
let's
to
face
blow them
it.
out of the water.
The Bears, they need a guy too. You know what I mean? They need they need a guy. Point blank and period. This team is bad. This team
41-17-38.
This team needs to build around Justin Fields right now and stop bullshitting around. So they
17-38, that was-
unless
Yeah.
somebody absolutely blows them away with an offer they just can't refuse, then you got to hold on to number one pick and worry about your damn self and worry about making your team better and go out there and get the best guy that you see fit for the Chicago Bears. You know what I mean? Other than that, that's because this team is bad. They need to worry
They
about
might
improving
trade it back.
themselves.
The Bears
They
might
still
trade it
got-
back.
Yeah, they got to get blown away.
Yeah,
Is what
but
I'm
Mac,
saying.
that's why. Mac, they're going to get blown away. It's a number one pick with a very good quarterback class coming in. You don't think a lot of teams are going to trade up and give them a ransom to get that number one pick? It's going to
It's got
cost
to
a
be
lot.
like
And you know a lot of teams out there are going to be clamoring for a C.J. Stroud or a Bryce Young. I think they're going to get a ransom, and if they believe in Justin Fields as their quarterback, I do believe to help out, fill in some of those resources on that team, you need to get more draft picks. And if there
need
is a
offensive
trade
line
on the
help.
table,
They
I think that's why I think they could trade back and
they
get multiple
need
offensive linemen in the
offensive
first
line
round.
help.
I just hope the Colts get one of the quarterbacks and the Texans get the other, so we have that debate for the next 5 years when they play twice a year about who's better.
I think the Bears should get a right tackle or maybe a left tackle.
Or go Will Anderson right there at number one.
Because that's what I think they need to do to help out Justin Fields.
Yes.
See, if I'm the Bears, man, in all honesty, I'm figuring out a way. Now, I don't know exactly what the Raiders look like, but if I were them, I'd figure out a way to benefit them to fucking take Devontae Adams off the Raiders' hands. Say you'll take his salary full, fucking, and like one or two more players from the Raiders defensively if you have to help your defense out. And then you have Adams for Justin Fields. Like, fuck yeah, I'd do it.
Wow, one World Series in like 45 years. That'd be really cool for them. Hayden
I
asked
haven't seen a World Series since I was 1 year old. I'll take it.
Hey, I saw one when I turned 18. That was the best birthday present.
Hey, I saw it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I saw some. I saw
The
one.
only team in the NL East that has not won a championship in the 2000s. Welcome everybody, the New York Mets.
Y'all are entering Dallas Cowboy territory.
Stop.
Oh, damn.
Stop it. We're
How much
don't go
the fan-
there. Don't you dare go there.
How much the
No,
fans
that was a
talk
good one. I
every
like that
year.
one.
It is, yeah.
I
how
mean,
much they talk every year.
Blake, to be fair, you can say that about my Sixers. I'll be honest. You can say that about my Sixers as well.
Y'all don't talk like you're going to win a championship every year, though.
The New
No,
York Mets is
no,
winning the
no.
World Series
We
in
do. Look at our
2023.
Twitter. We do.
You heard it here first.
Do you think the
Who
Mets
is
are going to
it?
win the World
Mets is
Series? They got to win the East
2023.
first.
Oh, they're gonna
They're
do
gonna
that
win
definitely.
these.
This
They're not
year
winning these.
they're not gonna squander it away this year. We're not
Y'all
gonna
choke
squander it away this
every
year.
chance y'all have to do something. Y'all choke it away like the Falcons.
Not gonna
Okay.
squander it away this year.
Y'all
Not this
y'all had a
time.
10.5 game lead, and then we cut it to a half game. You guys brought it back to 7, and it still didn't matter. We still
Hey, Blake.
crap on you guys at the end of the game.
Blake, you know
What's up?
something, though, bro?
What up?
You no longer get the 28-3 hung over your head.
Oh, they still
we
do.
No,
They still do.
no, because that record was blown away this year.
Well, if we would have beat the Rams in week 2 and came back from 28-3, anytime Mitch says 28-3, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that win we had over the Rams. But no, we still
And
have
who's the quarterback? Matt Ryan. Again.
I know, but the fact is, though, it's no longer you guys, so it's not as funny.
Oh
anymore.
yeah, 30.
That was playoff,
playoff
though. Like, that was a Saturday.
I don't
double
care,
header.
bro. You're not up. What was the score? 32 to.
It was 30-3, right?
30,
Dude,
33
yeah.
nothing.
I don't
33
give a shit,
33
bro.
nothing.
I don't give a shit. Playoffs, non-playoffs. When you are up 30-3, you
33
don't
nothing.
fucking
It was
lose. that
33
game.
nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse. You don't lose that fucking game, dog.
So, for the
Like-
Giants fans in here, just keep them in it. Don't go up by too much.
Yeah.
AK, that's the coaching, though. Dude, when you
Yeah.
Oh,
Jeff Saturday.
by the way, Blake, I got two
What's up?
words for you in terms of the whole Carlos Correa situation. Bye-bye. I got 2 words for you. Brett Beatty. Remember that name.
Austin Riley better.
Brett Beatty's only played half a season. I want to see
So?
what this kid could do coming up from the major leagues. He's got a nice swing, too.
Your
so.
prospects aren't built like our
He's definitely
prospects.
got a nice swing. He's definitely got a
Yeah.
nice swing.
I love how
Brett
it went.
Beatty will be on the
Your
third
farm
baseman.
system isn't built like our farm system.
He
Man,
hit a home run in his first
This is-
game.
Yes, he did.
I
Yes, he did.
think
how
that
bad are your
Phillies
teams that you
have a better
arguing
chance to win.
those two prospects?
Oh, look at the Philly fans over here laughing now.
Hey, we just want to. I mean,
Yo,
it's
listen,
gonna
the
be even better.
Philadelphia Phillies shouldn't even went to the World Series, and they did it.
See, Hayden's
nobody
got it
thought-
right. Brett Beatty
Look at-
season. He's right.
Nobody thought
Yeah.
the Phillies were going to do it.
They
got
played a
beat.
No one really-
Padres team, but hey, you
I
just
thought
play
we
who's
were
in
gonna
front of you.
get. I thought we were gonna lose the first round.
Do
I
you
thought
know
the Braves
why?
were gonna blow us
Because
out.
for once in our fucking lives, they didn't pull the rug out from under us for once.
Yes.
Right.
That's why we went, because they didn't start sucking again. They usually start out hot, get real fucking bad, then in real good, and then go in and they just suck real bad again.
We just sucked in the beginning and got to start getting
Not real good and kept being good. We're not used to that. We're used to going good, shitty to good to shitty.
I just love how we're talking about baseball.
I hate the
Hey,
fact
it's a
that
beautiful
Zach
sport,
Wheeler
man.
is in your pitching staff. I
It's
hate
my
seeing
word.
Zach Wheeler.
Zach
as a
Wheeler's
Philly.
from Atlanta too. So that,
I
really, he
hate
grew up in
seeing Zach
Bradenton.
Wheeler as a Philly. That bothers me. I will admit that bothers me. He should be in our rotation if we didn't have the cheap ass Wilpons as our owners at the time.
Hey, real quick.
Even
This
that.
this might be the secret. If you guys want to make the World Series, just go hire Joe Girardi and then fire him halfway through, so your players play despite the World Series. It's starting to become a thing.
See, we had a manager in our system for like 45 years, and he got the job done with a core. We didn't pay for everybody in free agency, so.
Well, our best players on our team are homegrown. Alonzo, Nimmo, Jeff McNeil. You know, they're homegrown players. So it was DeGrom until we let him go, but we know why. So
Do you
What are you
think?
trying to-
Do,
what are you
do you
trying
think
to say?
Verlander and Scherzer are going to stay healthy the whole year?
I don't know. I don't know.
Healthy
I'm a little
enough.
worried. I'm a little worried about the two of them, but
Healthy
I think
enough.
they'll stay healthy enough.
Will they be able to beat the Braves and Phillies when it matters, though? Those lineups.
Yeah, they
Yes, I
will.
do. I
Nope.
do.
No more hiccups this year. No more
No,
hiccups.
I do believe
Y'all are
they
the
will beat
Mets.
them.
Y'all are the Mets. There is no
Stop
like.
it.
It's like me
Nope.
saying the Falcons will stop choking. It's just not going to happen.
Stop it.
Okay. We'll get back to this when we get to the
dude,
baseball
listen.
season.
They're
Talent-
coming out. They're coming out with a sequel to Back to the Future, bro. And instead of the Cubs,
Hawks
it's the Mets this
1738.
time.
And okay.
No,
Okay.
remember? Did you guys ever see the Men in Black, the fourth one?
No, there's a fourth one.
Yes.
We're bad. 1738. They're really bad. They're dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be trading for your power forward.
They were
John
talking about
Collins.
the Miracle Mets World Series
Who's
in
your
that
team
movie.
for NBA, Jeff?
Nets. Brooklyn
Nets?
Nets. And no, I'm not a bandwagon Nets fan. I'm a
No, no,
long
no.
time Nets
He's
fan.
not. I can
I
tell you
understand it.
that.
As Mets fans are usually Nets fans, but what will we be getting back? Like we're going to be asking
I
for a
don't-
first
I
round
don't even
pick,
know.
Claxton, and all those guys.
Hey,
No,
we're getting some
no,
liars.
no, 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 no. You you're not getting Claxton. Claxton's
you're
not
getting
going
John-
anywhere.
If you're getting John Collins, we're getting back Claxton. I'm
Would
sorry.
you take Cam Thomas? Did you take
No.
Cam Thomas?
No, they want to want John. They're gonna want
Look
Claxton.
at you
You're
negotiating
getting
like you got a
Claxton.
fucking
You're not
say.
getting Claxton. That guy's not going
Then you're-
anywhere.
That's
You think we're
basketball.
not
You think we're
getting
going to
John
get rid of
Collins?
our defensive player of the year?
You
No.
think we're going to get rid of our starting four for like a
Yes,
three?
because you guys aren't going anywhere. We're competing for a championship.
Look at Jeff negotiating
They're
like
not
he
just-
had
yeah,
to
they're not
fucking
just going
say.
to give up their guy just because they're not going to go nowhere.
Hey,
Especially
hey,
in the East. Like if we came to a
Hey.
Western team, maybe.
hey, Jeff.
See,
If you OG.
1738 is it?
Jeff,
Highest
your
field
team
goal
has
percentage.
done something that the Sixers, the Hawks, and the Raptors need to do, and that's to fire their head coach.
Yes.
Your Nets
Yes.
have done that. We haven't.
Fire
Well, that was
Rivers,
just common
fire
sense.
McMillan, and what's the other coach I'm not thinking of? Out of the three.
Doc Rivers.
I said Rivers and McMillan.
No, you said. Oh, okay. Nick
Well, the
Nurse?
Knicks were thinking
Yeah,
about
Nick-
firing Thibodeau, but now the Knicks are starting to play well again. So
Yeah.
the Knicks they won 3 in a row, and Brunson looks like a player for that team.
No, Lester. Spring training starts
AK,
like
what
2
the
weeks
hell
after
happened to your
Super Bowl.
basketball team?
Let's not
AK,
talk
what the
about
hell
it.
happened to the Bulls?
Let's not talk
They
about it.
Spring
beat
training
us.
starts 2 weeks after the Super Bowl.
Jeff, they beat both of us.
Let's not talk about
Yeah,
it.
but I'm talking about just as a team. They're like as dysfunction as hell over there
They
in
are.
Chicago.
Yo, Lester, check out Long Ball Podcast Tuesday night on here on the Hardcore Sports Network, and we talk all baseball. So if you want answers to those questions, Hayden and I got you. Okay.
No lie, man. I'm used to this shit with the Bulls by now. You know, I mean,
Y'all still beat us.
I know, but
Beat
I'm
us too.
They
saying,
beat us. I was there. I was at the game when you beat us.
I
The
know,
Hawks and
bro,
Bulls
but
have had 2
listen,
game-winning
my
buzzer beaters.
franchise has been a disappointment since like fucking '99, bro.
You
Like,
guys got 5 championships now.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's
six.
still.
6.
Listen, after you have a run with a team like you had with Michael Jordan and them, man, and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, listen, you only expect the best after that, man. And it's just been a disappointment, bro. I'm not
Wait,
gonna lie.
3 for 18. He went off against the Sixers. What the hell?
I really,
He goes off against the Hawks too. It's crazy.
I really thought
And the
whenever
Nets.
we drafted Derrick Rose back in the day that he was going to be our game changer, because I was like, man, this kid's the next coming
Oh,
of
man.
Jordan, right? And then he goes and breaks his leg and fucks it up, and then he's never the same.
Iguodala.
Yeah, like, dude, it's been some disappointments, man, and I don't know. I feel cursed sometimes.
Do you think if he never broke his leg, you think you'd get past the Heatles at least once?
I think, yeah. Derrick Rose was a different specimen before his knee injury, bro. Like,
Because y'all were
was
still good
amazing.
afterwards. You just couldn't get past LeBron and Wade.
Yeah,
and
he
Bosh
was so
or
amazing,
Hibbert,
bro.
the Pacers.
Before,
Oh God, Roy Hibbert.
like, there was only
Well, like
two.
1738 Sports says Derrick Rose and Ben Gordon. That combo was actually pretty sick back in the day.
Yeah,
I like that.
dude,
Ben
there was-
Gordon
there
was
was
I'm not as
only-
young as y'all think. I know some things.
I know there's a lot of people out there that are big LeBron fans, but dude, there was only two people that I fucking idolized back when LeBron was playing young, and that was Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose. Dwayne Wade was the reason that team was together and they won.
Dwayne Wade.
LeBron
For
was
like
just
a year and a half and came back.
yeah, LeBron was just the icing on the cake. That was Dwayne Wade's team. Dwayne
I agree.
Wade was amazing.
I
Amazing.
agree,
not
okay.
Doesn't it feel so weird to think Dwayne Wade played away from the Heat for like a year and a half and then he came back? Like, just how strange that
Yeah.
was.
But I mean, Derrick
played for
Rose and
Cleveland,
Dwayne Wade, they were
Chicago, then he came back.
At the trade
Yeah.
deadline, right? LeBron set that up. Like, if we're gonna trade D Wade, trade him back to the 305.
And remember, Dwayne Wade won that championship in 2006 too, originally with Shaq.
Yep.
And
Shaq,
Dwayne
yeah.
Wade's done it with and without LeBron James. That's just, Dwayne Wade was one of the best, most underrated players, like underrated superstars in the NBA.
Bro, I was a
Years.
huge supporter of Dwayne
I
Wade.
love Dwayne Wade.
As a
His
Bulls fan, I was like, I'm jelly. I've always wanted him on my
Then
team.
you had him on the Bulls.
Huh?
Yep.
You
No,
had
I
him on the
know,
Bulls.
I know,
Okay.
but I always wanted him when he wasn't with us.
Come
You
on,
wanna talk
man.
about
We had him on the Bulls.
disappointment?
When we had him on the Bulls, though, like that was. You talking?
Yeah.
He
It was
talking
not
about.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah,
You had Dwayne Wade, but you had Dwayne
I
Wade
know
on the
we
Bulls.
had him, but it wasn't him. It was leftover him.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
That's
Does
like
anybody
when
think
we
his
had
son's
Kevin
gonna be good?
Garnett and Paul Pierce on our team when they weren't Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce
that
anymore.
big
Yeah,
Billy King
exactly.
trade. You want to talk about disappointment? I've had to deal with disappointment with the Nets for so many years, where this team has given us hope for many years, and they just blew up right in our face.
Did you have to deal with the process years? No.
Hey, the process turned out to be pretty good though. Y'all have been really, really good since then.
Process is, I take the process.
I
The
get
process
it,
is still a
dog,
good
but
player.
you didn't get 6 championships in 7 fucking years.
Yeah.
That
AJ
is
knows
a
what it's like to
hard.
win.
That is
Hey,
hard,
hey,
bro.
hey.
Like, no
We
lie,
had a
my
player that scored
Bulls,
100 points in a
my
game.
Bulls were
Well, like,
were like the Patriots in Tom Brady's era. Like, and you go from having 6 fucking championships back to back to
almighty.
back. It is hard to fucking sit here 20 years later and say it's never happened again. It fucking sucks, bro. And when you sit here and you see great players come through your organization and there's nothing you can fucking do about it, it just sucks.
I want Billy
Yeah.
Donovan back to the University of Florida, so that sounds good with me, Sleeping Angels. Fire him and the Gators take him back.
Yeah, I mean,
I want
I
Billy
don't like.
Donovan instead of Doc Rivers.
I mean, the Nets should be a championship team. They should have been a championship team for years, and they have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on it, and they managed to screw it up with Durant, Irving, and Harden on the same team, even though I did not want that trade. So, I mean, the Nets are in a really, really precarious spot here because if they don't win with Durant and Irving here, it's going to go down as easily one of the most colossal disappointments, if not the biggest colossal disappointment in NBA history. That's what I've got to deal with as a Nets fan. So, I mean, it's a lot of pressure right now with this team where they've had the two big trades that have blown up. One blew up in their face already, where they gave up a ton of draft capital for an over-the-hill Kevin Garnett, an over-the-hill Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry. And we had like 4 or 5 years of purgatory with no
Celtics
draft picks and no
benefited all of
talent.
it.
And then we get Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving to thank God come here because Sean Marks saved the team by getting guys like Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, D'Angelo Russell,
the
Spencer
Knicks.
Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, etc.
I love
now
how
look
you
what
didn't say
happened.
Ben Simmons. I love how you didn't say Ben Simmons.
Because Ben Simmons wasn't drafted by us. Ben Simmons, we just took him because of the fact that, I'm not going to trash Ben Simmons until he goes out there and he gives us a reason to trash Ben Simmons.
He
Because you know
passed out
what?
an open
He's not
layup.
scoring points, but he's going out there and rebounding the basketball. He's
Wait for the
assisting the basketball to
playoffs.
his
Wait,
teammates.
knows what
He's
I'm
playing
talking
good
about.
defense.
Just wait for the playoffs.
Yeah, I know,
I know what
if he chokes in the playoffs, I'll trash him. If he chokes in the playoffs,
I know what he's talking
I'll
about.
get on his ass. I will.
But he's playing the role for Brooklyn. Hayden wants
He
hockey
is.
talk.
I said
Kinda over
that.
my head.
I
Go
said that.
Devils. Go Devils.
Go
That's all I'm gonna
Thrashers.
say.
Go Flyers.
Thrashers. Go
F the
Thrashers.
Rangers.
Did you just say that, Mitch?
Yes.
Go Thrashers.
Yes, I did.
Mitch.
They're horrible.
They won a game the other night. Yay.
Yay! 1 game. Why is they going to lose friggin' 6 more?
Look
Mitch,
at
have you
Almighty.
ever
Look at
met-
Almighty over here puffing out his chest because the Knicks finally won some games. They're calling the
Who
Nets
they beat?
trash.
Who they beat recently?
Fellas, I gotta get going, fellas. I gotta get ready for work.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
talk
gonna.
to you, man.
Appreciate
Mac,
it.
have a good day at
Yeah.
work, bro.
Have a good day, Matt.
Have a good day, Mac.
Yep.
Thanks, Mac. Appreciate it, bro.
Oh, that's right. Hayden's an Islander fan. I
Man, the
forgot.
last time the Knicks were good was on Like Mike.
Hayden, do you want to? Flyers haven't been relevant since Hawaii became US. Damn.
Well, yeah.
I know y'all had a good COVID year, but then lost to.
We had. It was a 2010, I think it was, when we were against the Bruins. We were down 0-3 in the series. We came back and won 4-3. And then in Game 7, we were down 0-3, and we won 4-3. So, and then we lost to the Blackhawks the next
By the
round.
way, report from Ian Rappaport saying that the 49ers would consider Tom Brady as a quarterback option after the season.
Yeah, I saw that.
Brady to the 49ers.
Everybody's going to say that.
That's just
Yeah.
getting Brock
Everybody's
Purdy
gonna say
fired
that.
up for
Stop
tomorrow.
that.
That's all. Or it's actually
Yeah.
it's Brock Purdy seeing the tweet right now in the locker room and saying, "Oh, it's game on now." So
Well, you know what that means too? It's like they completely lost faith in Trey Lance. Like they don't even know what the hell they think of Trey Lance anymore. When they
He
gave up
sucks.
a huge package to get up there to number 3 to trade for the guy, and it's like they're giving up on him.
And the
already.
Dolphins haven't even used them. The
No,
Dolphins' capital
horrible.
hasn't even turned out either. With
No,
the-
I don't think Lance is good either. I don't think that whole draft is that good. Trevor
that was
Lawrence
a
is developing
lose-lose
into a good.
trade.
It was. They should have picked Justin Fields. I thought Fields has got is a better quarterback overall with less talent than what Trey Lance has over there
Yeah,
in
like-
San Francisco.
Well, Chad, he was actually on the court practicing, so he's about to get back. I think he's going to return after the All-Star break. That's when I think Lonzo's going to return.
Just
But
give me Giannis.
you're not
Sleeping
getting
Angels.
Giannis.
Just
Sleeping
give me
Angels.
Giannis. He wants to be a fucking bull. Just make it happen.
It's not going to
Well,
happen.
the Bucks are not going to get rid of Giannis. No way.
That's
I
like
can see
Hawks
that
fans thinking
happening.
they're getting Jalen Brown. We're not getting Jalen Brown, but he's an Atlanta guy, so we're gonna think that.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Sleeping Angels. Do you believe that Justin Fields is your franchise quarterback? Do you 100% believe that Justin Fields is your franchise quarterback after this year, or would you be open to trading Justin Fields for a lot, getting more picks, than you still have that number 1 pick and getting either Stroud or Young?
But that bridge quarterback has to be Mitch Trubisky. You got to bring back Mitch Trubisky as the bridge quarterback. That's the one rule.
I can see it. Crazy as it sounds,
What?
because Trubisky is not going to be the quarterback anymore, and Pittsburgh obviously would pick it.
Jeff,
I wouldn't, because Daniel Jones is our quarterback, whether you like it or not. He is.
we already experienced that, Chad. We already experienced that.
Yeah, Mitch, if Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons rang your doorbell, would you let him in?
No.
Yes, he would.
Yeah, he
With
gets brownies.
He'd be letting them in with brownies on his plate.
Yep.
Here's some brownies, Doc. Can I have front row seats at the Sixers game in the Wells Fargo Arena?
No, here's brownies. Can you be fired?
He'd be like, bro, you want to come on my stream with me? Bro, you got to come on my stream with me.
You made halftime leave. Are the Raptors blowing it up? That's a great question. Are the Raptors going to blow it up? Randy,
Hawks
we
might
talked about
next
that on
year.
Wednesday,
The Hawks
too.
might.
Hawks might. I don't know. They're going to give it another year.
Now I'm saying what I traded Trae
We've
Young.
been winning
Now,
lately, so I
They're
don't
not gonna
know.
trade Trae Young. They can't
Just
trade.
wait.
They
Just
can't
wait.
trade Trae Young yet. Like they can't.
It's either going to be him or Collins. One
I
of
think
them
it's
are
gonna be
going.
Collins. I think
Collins,
Collins
I
will be
could
the one
see.
to go first.
But Collins has been in
I'll
trade
give you
talks
OG
for
for
years.
Collins.
Well, it's actually
No.
Blake. That's why I brought him up because the Nets have been talking about
I'll
trading
give
for
you
Collins for like a
Tobias
year
for
and a half.
Collins.
The Nets have
I mean-
literally been connected to John Collins for a year and a half trying to trade for him. I just don't know what
John
we give
Collins
up.
is a good player, but he was a 19
I want
and 10
RJ
player
Barrett Almighty.
before Clint Capella, and he was a 19 and 10 player before Nate McMillan. And his scheme with Clint Capella, when he's healthy, he has not played as well, and he's played a lot better this last stretch without Clint Capella. So
You know what? Since
You know
we're
what the
talking
crazy thing is,
basketball-
Randy? I think the Knicks would actually get rid of RJ Barrett for OG Anunoby. I think the Knicks are starting to sour a little bit on RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
It's
the
really
both
become
Milan
Brunson
go,
and
they do,
Randall's
they
team.
I
do.
don't understand why teams trade in conference so much in the NBA. Like,
Oh
it
yeah,
creates
no, I'm
all
not
this
getting rid of
storyline.
anyone on my team. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm not panicked right now. We are what we are. Just finish out the year and we'll worry about it when we're done.
The Bulls and the Hawks will find a way in the play-in. A team like the Pacers
Who's
will fizzle
IQ?
out. A team like the Bills and the Hawks will both be in the play-in.
I want my team to make a trade. We need to make a trade
Emmanuel
because that game
quickly.
against the Celtics
Emmanuel
really woke
quickly.
up my eyes. We need front court help. If we
Randy,
don't get front
Emmanuel
court help,
quickly.
the Sixers, the Sixers, the Celtics, you know, the Heat, teams that are bigger in the front court, they're going to give the Nets problems. So we need to get some front court help if we're going to beat a team like Boston. They
John
showed
Collins
it.
isn't that big, so
Yeah, but he's a better front court player, and he can rebound and he could score on the low post, which we really don't have besides Claxton, who could sometimes do it.
Did you
We really don't
sometimes
have
have?
anybody.
Did you sometimes have KD at the 5? Did you ever have?
I do that
KD
trade
at the 5?
Almighty.
No, we've had Simmons play the 5 sometimes. Simmons has played all over the court. He's been the 1 or the 5 at times.
Yeah.
You know, he's really been that guy. Claxton
So
has
wait,
mainly
he
been the 5
starts
for
at the
us.
4, right? Simmons
Yeah,
starts
Simmons
at the
usually
4.
plays at the 4 when he's on our team, especially now with KD out.
And it's crazy to think how, with the James Harden trades, trading him to Brooklyn and out of Brooklyn, all of the baby Nets that were let go of in those trades have all been well elsewhere. Like, you guys have a really, really good core, and you still are a good team.
Harris LeVert is doing well.
Jared Allen's been really good. Torian
Yeah.
Prince has been really good.
Dinwiddie.
D'Lo has been pretty good until recently. Dinwiddie, yep. So
The only guy that's still left from that team is Joe Harris, and Harris has really been up and down. And I mean, he had a nice game against Boston, but otherwise that he's really been a reduced minute player for the Nets because he's coming off injuries for the past couple of years. But yeah, I missed that Nets team. I thought that Nets team was one of the most fun teams to watch because it was young. It had a lot of core players that you could have built around. But when Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving came in, you know what they did? They did what LeBron James did to Lakers. They got rid of all those young players for established guys and ended up blowing up in their face.
and
Look at
all
the
the
Lakers.
babies. are
Lakers
really good
screwed their team. They screwed their team when they decided when they won the championship, yes, but they screwed that team's future when they trade away all those young assets to
Wait.
bring in Anthony Davis.
Zubac, D'Lo,
The Knicks might
Lonzo,
trade Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I did hear that.
I
Randall.
just saw that. The Knicks might trade Derrick Rose.
Luka needs help. That's a really interesting
Can
thing.
we
All
take
I
him?
hear
We need
about
a backup point guard.
Man, all I hear about Luka is he has 45 points every night, and that the Hawks should have taken him, but he needs help too. Interesting, two-way
He does.
street.
Yeah.
Two-way street.
I think
Now,
Trae
I will
Young's
say
got
this.
more help than Luka does.
I will say, well, it wasn't like that at first. It's been back and forth. I will say this: Luka's a better player than Trae Young, but what really sold the trade was Cam Reddish. People forget we traded down for Trae Young to also get a future top 10 pick, and that pick turned out to be Cam Reddish. If Cam Reddish could have been an all-star, or even 80% of an all-star, that trade would have been a win-win for both sides. The Mavericks would have a top 5 player who fits right in their scheme, and the Hawks would have 2 all-stars.
He's a good veteran. He's a
But
good
Cam
veteran
Reddish
to have.
Knicks
turned out to
want
be
to get rid of him. I think Cam Reddish is a nice player
Yeah,
over there with
respect
New York. I
Randy
don't know why they
and
want to get rid of
him and,
Cam
like,
Reddish.
Yeah, if Cam Reddish would have turned out anywhere where he was supposed to be, the Hawks and Mavericks would have had a win-win trade. But because it's strictly Luka and Trae, no, Mavs won.
I think the most intriguing teams at the NBA trade deadline are going to be the Knicks and are going to be the Raptors. I think both those teams could make big trades at the trade deadline, especially the Raptors. They have a lot of guys that are going to be free agents soon. You got Van Vliet, you
This
got
is what I
OG
hate
Anunoby, you got Siakam that could be like a guy they could maybe dangle. You got Gary Trent Jr. They got a lot of players on that team that could be, traded at the trade deadline because I could see the Raptors. They've had a disappointing year this year. They could be a team that could think about blowing it up.
This is why I hate the plan. You've
No
had
offense,
so
Randy.
many. You have like 22 teams in the league buying in, thinking they have a chance, and they don't. Not a single play-in. I know it's only been 2 years, but the 4 teams that have made it out of the play-in, not a single one is forced to Game 6. They've either been swept or gentlemen swept. They don't have a chance. It's just for ratings.
No,
And
of
to get
course, everything's for ratings. That's why the NFL expanded the playoffs. That's why you have 7 teams in the playoffs now instead of 6, because they
Like,
wanted to
even-
expand the playoffs more.
like even for
Facts
the 6
almighty.
seed,
Bring RJ home. I want RJ home.
I mean,
And I
even
want
even
Shea
for the,
somehow.
oh yeah, he's a Thunder
Oh,
for
good
life.
luck with that. Shea is
He's-
awesome.
Rudy Gobert has been a disastrous trade for the Timberwolves.
Oh my god.
That's
Even
been
for
a
this-
disastrous trade.
Even the 6 seed, they don't have a chance. Like even the non-play-in 6 seed. When do you ever see the 6 seed win the series in the NBA? I've seen them push it
No.
to 7, but I can't think of the last time a 6 seed won a playoff series.
Would anybody be surprised if the Eastern Conference comes down to the Sixers, the Bucks, the Nets, and the Celtics? I think they're
I
the
don't-
4 best teams in the East.
I don't think James Harden and Joel Embiid have enough to win 16 and not lose 4 out of 7. I think they're a really good regular season team. I think that's what Mitch has seen. The process has made them a really, really consistently good team. They're like, what? Aren't you guys like number 4 in overall wins in the last 6 years in the league, but haven't made the
Yeah.
conference finals? I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't, but I don't
I don't
think
think
you
we
guys are
can.
enough.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't think we can.
I think
honestly,
you guys are good enough to win 50 games. And not,
we don't have a bench. We really don't have a bench.
and that was
So-
your bench was lost in some of those trades that you had to make.
Yeah. And that's
Well, we
where
didn't
I stay
have
with
to.
the Nets. I
Like,
don't
we
think
didn't
we
really
have
have to
enough
go
front
after
court.
Daniel House. We didn't
don't
have
have
to
a good
go
enough
after
front court.
PJ Tucker.
If we play against the Boston or play against a Milwaukee, play against a Philadelphia or Miami, we're going to get destroyed in the front court. So if we don't get front court
I
help, the Nets
really-
are not going to go
I
as
really
far as
doubt
we think.
that.
This is why I want the
really
Hawks
doubt
to
that.
tank,
I'm
because
gonna
they're
tell
not
you
going
why.
anywhere further than
I'm
the
gonna
play-in.
doubt that. I really doubt that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't understand how the Hawks got DeJounte Murray
Ben
at just
Simmons in the front court.
got
I'm
worse.
telling you right now, with Ben Simmons in the front court, he would just stand there, just wide open. No one would give him the ball.
That's fine. He doesn't have to shoot. We have Kevin Durant. We got Kyrie Irving. We got T.J. Warren. We got other guys on the team that can score. Simmons doesn't have
Hey,
to
we
score
did.
points.
We did at the time. We did at
Yeah,
the
I know.
time.
Well, yeah, you needed him to score because it was just Embiid and him. We
No,
don't need
no,
him
no.
to
I was
score
talking
points.
about when we had Redick and Butler. I was talking about that time. And
Well,
then
that too.
Randy did the triple doink.
We don't need Simmons to go
Well,
out there and
Randy,
score
okay, let
20
me see the
points.
championship ring.
If
I'm
he
waiting.
scores like 5 or 10 points, I'm fine with that because he does other things that helps him make the player he is. He's a defensive player who could rebound and assist the basketball. He's not a shooter. He never will be a shooter, and he doesn't have to be a shooter on a team full of shooters. The Nets have one of the best shooting teams in the NBA. It's just we don't have front court. We have no front court not named Nick Claxton. Our front court is not good. Evident against Boston, who abused us in that game in the front court with Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Cornette, all those guys. They destroyed us in the front court. Tatum, we need front court help or the Nets are not going to the finals this year. Plain and simple. It's evident as day. That's why we need to add a front court player.
Also, speaking of the NBA, did you guys see DeJounte Murray's dad bet me 20 push-ups last night? Mr.
Wait.
DeJounte Murray and Trae Young's dad are both very active on Twitter, and I don't know why my camera's very dark. There was he tweeted last night during the game when the Hawks are losing. I said, they're going to lose this one, sir. And he's like, you want to bet? Give me, we'll go 20 push-ups. And the Hawks go down 8, like middle of the fourth quarter. And someone said, all right, Mr. Murray, get ready to send this man a video of you doing 20 push-ups. The Hawks came back to win off that John Collins tip in at the end. So I'm not the best with push-ups. My elbows aren't the greatest form, but I ended up doing 20 push-ups live on Twitter, which I never thought I would. And he saw it, but I got a lot of people saying like, ooh, those aren't real push-ups. So yeah, that happened to me
Wait, when
last
did you
night.
do that? When did you do that? I didn't-
Last night, because he
Oh,
betted me. He
damn, I
said,
didn't
he's like,
see
you
it.
want, I said, I think they're going to lose. He's like, you want to bet? It's still up on my Twitter. You can see it. He said, you want to bet? All right, 20 push-ups. I said, okay, I hope I'm wrong, so I'll do it. The Hawks came back to win, and I did 20 push-ups while wearing my DeJounte Murray jersey. So,
Congratulations.
yeah. I've had Trae Young's dad and DeJounte Murray's dad reply to me on Twitter recently, and I had Trae Young's dad reply because Mitch said he was getting traded.
He's still probably going to get traded.
Imagine if he got traded to the Knicks.
Imagine him get.
no. Trae Young
Imagine
is
him
not gonna
get
get traded
traded to the Mavericks. Imagine that.
Oh, here's
Hey,
another
guys.
one. This is for
Hey.
Almighty. The Knicks are actually, Blake, this is for you. The John Collins to look for trades. So Collins is pretty much saying he wants out of the of Atlanta.
Because we're a clown show. We're a clown
And the
show.
Knicks are hesitant
All right,
to trade
AK, I'll
quickly.
catch you later, bro.
So the Knicks are
What about
hesitant to
Mendes?
trade Emmanuel quickly. Just take it easy, AK.
I'm listening, Jeff.
So the Knicks are hesitant to trade quickly, and I believe that the Hawks are going to try to trade John Collins. I don't know
Yeah.
where, but they're definitely going to trade him somewhere because he's a bigger contract. They could start, selling off some pieces and trying to
Trey
build
loves
for the draft
Capella
again.
too. Trey loves Capella, and it's just unfortunate they don't work together in the same offense. In Nate McMillan's offense, John Collins doesn't have enough plays driven for him where they can both work. He doesn't shoot the ball as well from the perimeter to have him sit out there, and he doesn't have enough in his post bag to be able to play on the other side of the basket from Capella. So he's a great player when he's not with Capella. He was a 19-10 guy pre McMillan and Clint Capella, but yeah, that's.
What about his defense?
His defense has gotten a lot better this year, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Okongwu have both improved defensively. And that's the thing, like if we lose John Collins, Okongwu can basically play that role if he learns to shoot a little bit more. So I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, Trae Young's not going to get traded. If he does, it's going to be like 3 years and we haven't done anything since then.
No, they'd be nuts right now to trade Trae Young. He's the franchise player on that team. They just
He's
gave
the
him
only
monster
reason,
contract
yeah.
to.
He's the only reason we are on the map right now. Is Trae Young. And if we trade Trae Young, DeJounte Murray is also out of there, and that's 3 first-round picks lost. And John Collins is going to be out of there sooner than later. So, yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. We were on the verge of maybe having the potential of a dynasty 16 months ago, and we went through a really bad Eastern Conference. We beat the Knicks, who shouldn't have been there, and the Sixers handed us the series. And we thought we were something that we weren't, and here we are, like under 500 overall since then. So.
Yeah.
Lost Cam Reddish, lost Kevin Herter.
If I'm the Nets, I want Collins. That's the guy I would try to go out to get, or even Kuzma. There's been rumors the Nets have been interested in Kyle Kuzma, too. So I would not mind either one of those guys. We need a low post scorer. I would take either one of them on this team. I don't know what we give up. We do have an excess of guards, so maybe you give up a Joe Harris or a Seth Curry, maybe a Cam Thomas or something, Day'Ron Sharp.
I'm taking one of those 2 guys for sure.
So-
Because we chose Bogdanovich over Kevin Herter. Kevin Herter was 5 years younger, already paid for his contract extension, 4 years, $65 million was already paid for. 6 years younger than him, was a lot better defensively.
He's been so good for the Kings.
Yes,
Herter's been terrific for the
so
Kings.
good. And there's so many games where Bogey shoots like 2 of 9 from 3. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing out there? Like, that's what you're supposed to do is hit threes, and you can't. So yeah, he's like a negative out there when he can't shoot.
No, I don't want Hardison. Hardison is he's more of a 3-point shooter. He's like a step back 3-point shooter for a big man. I want an actual low post guy in my front court, not a guy that's a 3-point shooter.
We traded Kevin Herter for Mo Harkless and Justin Holiday. Justin Holiday plays like 1 out of 4 games for us. And Mo Harkless got waived, and we traded him to the Thunder for Vita Krejcik, who doesn't play either. So we basically traded him for like 12th or 13th men's. Stupid as fuck. That's why Travis Schlenk stepped down. He was tired of the owner's son getting in his way.
No, I don't want Obi Toppin either. Obi Toppin's a decent player, but I want a more established guy.
What about Randall?
I don't want Obi.
Randall.
Man,
I
at
don't want
this rate, we're going to be
Randall
on here
either.
when the Niners game's on.
Yes,
We're going to still be live when the Niners game's on.
No, Steph and I got a football.
I would definitely take Emmanuel Quickly and RG Barrett for OG Anunoby.
Oh yeah, I would take it too, and I think the Knicks might actually explore that because of the fact that they're starting to sour on RJ Barrett because they got Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes is becoming a really good young player. Yeah, I think that was a panic move, if anything. Because Barrett's not been the player that they hoped they would draft when they drafted him number 3 a few years ago.
How many years?
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for the 49ers game.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Great, halftime celebration for you, bro.
Have a good one, guys.
See you halftime.
See you full time. See you full time.
See you guys later.
Nice glasses, Jeff.
Thank you.
How many years is left on the Tobias Harris contract? Are you guys almost through that? I'm guessing so.
2 more years. 2 more. But yes, guys, we're about to end it here. I don't know how we even got to basketball and baseball. I have no clue. I blame
That was a
Blake.
great live stream.
Hey, it's the comment section that brought up the Mets, not me. I saw.
I
an
want to ask
opportunity
Randy
and ran with it.
something. Randy, are you calling the Monday night game?
Dun 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 dun.
Randy, you should. So, Randy, if you call the Monday night game,
Robert
that would be must-see
doing it.
television. That would be
Robert doing
must-see if Randy's on that stream. Must-see.
Maybe I'll mess around and
Randy, Robert's doing it, so if you want me to add you to that, I can do it.
That would be must-see television. Because Randy would be just like
I
pissed
still
off
gotta
at the
decide if I
entire
want to do it
time.
or not. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody just wants to listen to me to get angry the whole time because I hate both teams to the moon and back. So
That's good television. It'll get you views. That people would absolutely
All right,
want to
yeah,
hear you get
I'll
pissed
do
off.
it.
There
Okay,
you go.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'll text Rob. I'll text him because I want him to do it. It's his thing. So.
Yeah.
3
All
hours.
right,
and 5
guys.
minutes.
So shout out to Randy. This was his idea for the NFL wild card preview. So shout out to you,
We'll be back
Randy.
next
Thank you for this. But
you.
make sure you guys like, subscribe to all the channels. We're live on 8 different channels. So yeah, appreciate all you guys. And Blake looks like he wants to punch me in the face.
Why would
I don't know because he was going like this.
Because you're doing this.
I know. I always do it. I don't know why. But anyway, guys,
Oh,
we'll
now
catch
Randy
you all
wants to punch
later.
Jeff in the face.
Yeah.
Me and Blake versus
Yes,
the
he
field.
does.
No.
All right, guys.
We'll win.
Make sure
Randy
you
wants
like,
to go, "Cool."
subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. You'll see Jeff
Thanks,
and
everybody.
you see Jeff and I in probably like 10 minutes.
Yeah, water break. Water break.
All right,
break.
guys. We'll catch you all later. Have a good one. Bye.